Hello.
Hello.
Oh no, he's not there. Wait,
What?
why is it not there? No, that's the right one. Oh wait, here it is. Come on. Hey!
God damn it, you and your fucking cat.
It's a little bongo cat.
Yeah. Alright.
Bonk, 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 bonk. I actually think it might be a good idea to put it here.
Yeah, but then it's not gonna be like. Then this is the edge.
Yeah.
That's why you put it behind before.
Right.
It was fine where it was.
No!
No! Stop! That's why you put it behind before.
Yeah. I see.
And then you adjusted it slightly so that it could be seen.
Would you stop?
Isn't there like a setting that can turn snapping off?
Properties? Capture? No. What? No.
Maybe there's a button you have to hold in. I think that's what you did last time.
It's control. Guess it is.
That's what you did last time, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Now more fiddling with the kitty while we
Yes.
play. Because the game's like, ugh! And the stream's like, ugh, when you do it every time.
It's okay. Bongo head. Bong, 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 bong.
Sure.
It's important.
Sure.
Anyways.
Whatever you say.
So yeah, we did the first day of school. Sort of.
They haven't returned home from school yet,
No.
by the way.
The school day is over, but we're still at school because they keep on fucking talking and new people keeps getting introduced.
And what was his name? Damien? Yeah, Damien is going to find the last person. So there's another person coming.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's why we were like, okay, we just...
You know what? This is probably the best place to stop here for now, because this scene ain't ending.
No.
It's been going on for 2 more hours. Oh my goodness.
It was a long time.
Yeah, defo.
So.
But here we are, still talking.
Mm.
And Damien running out to find someone.
Damien?
Yeah, Damien.
We're
right?
Damien.
Oh yeah, right. What was his name then?
Their name.
At this point, it's a he. It has he/him pronouns.
I don't care. You say. They haven't found themselves yet.
No.
So you say.
But it's just because, like, for Chio, deliberately, even the game was like, alright, it's he/him in the first step, and then it's they/them in the second step, and then it's he/them, I think, in the third step. He hasn't, like, the other character, the teacher's son or child, hasn't really said anything about gender stuff yet, so...
No.
Hasn't really expressed any of that, so I don't know if it's... In step 1, it might not be a problem at all. We don't know.
Is this...
I'm only saying he because everyone else in the game is preferring
I
that
guess.
person as a he at the moment.
Okay. Sure, let's go with the story.
That's what
I
I'm
guess.
doing.
Yeah. Well, so... I think we should just get right into it, because there's probably going to be a lot more to read again.
You think a lot more? What do you mean a lot more to read? It's not voiced. Of course there's gonna be a lot to read.
Exactly. No, I mean that there's still going to be a lot of scenes we have to get through.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean.
I'm still like... I'm starting to doubt that it's gonna be the same menu right now as in the first game. Because the story's fucking continued, but I don't know. Because this day is a specific day, the first day of school, and therefore I'm kind of in doubt whether that is just part of like the introduction and then you get scenes. Because like before when we were visiting and came the first day, the day before, the first school day, that was like maybe the length that the Our Lives Beginnings and Always was, and then it just straight jumped into the menu because it was summer break, so these things we talked about these events could happen at any given time. That was kind of the point. It could happen at any given time that you want it to happen throughout that summer. But this clearly cannot because it's the first day of school, so I'm confused a little bit, but we'll see. That's just how it is.
Yeah. But again, we're starting school, so the beginning, because we're starting school, there will have to be some kind of structure, some kind of like time flow we're following to begin with, obviously.
Well, at least this first day, maybe after this day.
Because after that is just another day of school.
Exactly.
So.
But we will see. They also say the demo is just, some parts of step 1. It's not the entirety, even though they finished writing the entirety of step 1. It's just some parts of it. So I maybe it's just gonna run smoothly, like a story for that. I don't know. We'll have to see.
We might not have a lot of choice.
No.
In this demo.
No. I don't. It doesn't really matter. I was just wondering.
Darren,
yeah. Close fucking enough, I guess.
Darren.
It was a D.
DA.
Yeah, even. I almost got it.
Darren sunk his neck deeper into the tall collar that surrounded it, trying not to be called on in class after it was already too late.
Too late.
I wanna.
This must have gotten even I'm supposed to read this.
Yeah.
This must have gotten even more raspy when he spoke then. Every bit of Darren protested the idea. Come on, you're the fastest out of everybody. Gio, on the other hand, was bold and brave. He sincerely sung Darren's praises to encourage his friend, though, more quietly, added a verse of his own success. With running, anyway. On bikes, I am the best. Of fucking course she would say that. Oh my goodness. Did you know? I've got a mountain bike. It has silver paint splatters and the tires have these big treads. It's so fast you'd be amazed. But besides, we can't both go. Tamarack and Damien are here.
Yeah,
that has absolutely nothing to do with it, but sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Could just leave.
I expected that at the time we stopped last time, we were gonna, they were immediately gonna go get the person, but apparently not.
No, that doesn't matter.
We have more dialogue to get through.
Yeah, it seemed like a good place to stop. How the fuck would we know? Do you want to stay with them by yourself while I get him? Darren's eyes closed and he grimaced. If he was looking, he wouldn't have been able to stop himself from glancing at Tamarack. You could tell since that's where his not-seeing face turned. And he didn't want to do that either. If he couldn't even handle seeing her too closely, staying alone with Tamarack didn't seem achievable for Darren. Gio knew it. Despite she just keeps fucking teasing the shit out of him.
I'll go.
He placed the earmuffs back on his head as if he was donning armor before a battle. Resigned, but resolute. Cool, see you.
Sorry.
Yawn.
Yeah, bye.
Bye! As Darren sprinted through the door, you doubted he'd be following the no running in the hall rule. Because his teacher's his mom's a teacher. Mrs. Murray was still reading over her teacher stuff, so she didn't put a stop to it. But Darren should have followed them even if no one was watching. Says Damien! Tamarack's focus was set on the action. When that was over, and even Darren's bright white vest couldn't be seen, she snapped her gaze towards Chio. She was eager, ready to learn more about the boy whose name hadn't even been said yet. In school, in friends, in everything, Tamarack wanted answers. She wants all the deets! So what do you want to say? You were excited? Another kid? Maybe you'd be friends. If they're friends with Chio, what do you think? You were annoyed. When would you be done having to meet more people?
I would have left by now.
Yeah.
I wondered about it too.
Chio began to tell you about his friend, even though no one asked anything about him. Chio was just like, let me tell you. Your and Tamarack's faces had been enough to get you going on it. This kid you're gonna meet isn't like other kids. Oh, you mean like you? He's mature. Mature rolled out of Chio's tongue slowly. Yeah, I knew it. Importantly, and with a fake accent, yes, he's
matured.
He's mature. You know what kind. Sorry. Chio much more quickly added some more details. And, not mature, actually. About some stuff. Not everybody likes him, but I do, and you might do too. Oh, guess what? He doesn't go to our school or Darren's school. He goes to a totally different one that costs money, because it's for rich people. They're actually real. I think I know who this is already, and it's gonna be amazing.
You figured out... No.
You figured out what accent you had been doing. A wealthy person's accent. What is that even in America? From one of those movies with the millionaires. I don't even know how that's supposed to sound. I guess the mature was good enough.
kind of, sort of British.
But not really British, because they're still American people, which is why it was like this mature.
He's very mature.
Yeah, it's mature.
He's a mature darling.
Yeah, oh god, no.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. If it's he what you think it is, he ain't speaking like that. I can tell you that much. What?
Does he wear a uniform?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He goes to a private school? Unfair. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Then how come he's here? He could have gone to Darren's house. Because, he's so rich, you could just get someone to drive him, right?
Or Damien. We would definitely want to go to a private school.
Unfair. I'd rather go here. The teachers have to be super strict if the parents are spending all that money for the kids to be there. I'd take Mrs. Murray every year instead of that. I like this school too. I mean, what I like is here, not there. You haven't met anyone, Tamarack. What kind of logic is that? It's your first day.
Well, we're here.
Yeah, but what if you all went there? Problem fucking solved, right?
A bit harder to achieve, but sure. Because,
none of us have money.
Yeah.
I think. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Children don't think like that.
No.
Neither Chio or Tamarack were sure what to say next. You were the same. The three of you glanced from one face to the other. Expressions flitted between encouraging smiles and curious peering. What the fuck kind of expressions is that? Tamarack, what are you doing? Until eventually the door was flung open. Darren hadn't stopped to check if it was okay that time. He had a job to do, and it had to have been a job well done. Darren wasn't alone. I'm more certain it's who I think it is, but we'll have to see.
How do you know these people? You've never played this game.
Because being rich, being a bit older, reminds me of a certain person from the first game. Okay. That's why. Also, they're a friend of Chio, so that kind of sets kind of a tone for the personality I think this person would have. The fact that they have black hair and dark eyes also speaks for that. Their entrance was a funny scene. Behind Darren's striking colors and intense steps was the new boy. The stranger came along, unconcerned, dressed in muted tones.
Got something in my eye.
Oh no!
There you go. I think I got it. Okay. Cross. I'm allowed to put my hand there.
No, you're not allowed to have your hand there. She's there.
Yeah.
His hair color almost could have been called black, though dark gray was probably more right. He had black pants that didn't match perfectly with the shade of his head. I guess. But there was something about him that made a strong impression. Tamarack too, and Darian too, had lots of energy that radiated out all around him. This boy didn't have spirit in his hands, legs, or body. He's kind of just standing there, kind of smug. His fire was concentrated all in his dark brown eyes. Whatever he looked at came against the total force of his being. It made him unignorable. He's got this presence about him. And that part of him was so noticeable that it took you a minute to see he had a birthmark in his neck. Oh, it's totally gonna be him now. I didn't even see it. Pearls?
Pearls, stop. Stop. No. No. No, you cannot.
It's totally gonna be him. He also has a birthmark right there. I didn't get to read the last part of the sentence. Log out there. And you didn't know no, second one. And that his smile was actually a smirk. There you go. From a full class to only 3 students left, to 4 people, and now we were up to a group of 5. People kept going and coming that afternoon. You didn't even know what to think. Okay.
I want to go home.
All your thinking was cut off by a shout from Jill. Along with that, he punched a fist in the air to welcome his returning champion and the found prince. Yeah, you made it! Darren and the boy you brought back had given the impression of opposites when they first came in. What they had in common became clear when they smiled the very same way at the reunion. Oh, look, he's smiling. They both liked the other one of them, and they both liked too. That's all that mattered. Pearls, you can't walk on this! Absolute little shit.
I can't reach her from here.
What?
I can't reach her from here because the microphone is in the way.
Fixing herself, let her.
Yeah.
She's going over to the box, I think, so.
Yeah. And all the fillers.
Yeah. The two went straight to Tio's sides. Darren on his left and the other on his right. The formation of the trio was perfectly smooth. All of them were already aware of where they stood in the group. So this is my friend. He's cool, as long as you tell him when he's being dumb. Boy, I'm in the most collected person you'd seen in town. Besides your teacher. And you just called him dumb as soon as he got here. That was kind of incredible. He wants to get the cookies. But Chio didn't mean it in a mean way, and the new arrival hadn't even blinked when Chio said it. It's like, yeah, whatever, I don't give a fuck. They were friends, and the insult expressed as much affection as the hug Chio and Darren shared earlier. Yeah, I knew it! I knew it! Fucking knew it! It's Baxter! Ugh. That's both a good thing and a sad thing. But whatever.
Hello. It's nice to meet you. My name is Baxter.
I don't actually know what his personality will be as a child, but he's usually very collected, but still kind of teasing. As opposed to Chio, who's just teasing. Baxter greeted you and Tamarack casually. It was effortless for him to say, yeah, he's also smooth as fuck. For him to say polite words, though they didn't come with a lot of meaning behind them. Darren was 12, and he was tall. Taller than all his friends. But you could have believed he wasn't that old until Chio said so. Nobody needed to tell you Baxter was older than you. No one had told you, but you still knew. More than any kid, Baxter reminded you of teenagers. Ones who thought they were smarter than not only anyone younger, but adults too. He had that kind of unquestioned confidence. He still had that as a young adult, I'll tell you that. Definitely. Even the way he stood there looked more grown up than everyone else. Hello, Buzz. That's right. Jill put on his snooty voice again and did a curtsy to show his mock respect to whoever the boy was that he was about to introduce. He's Mr. Baxter Ward, the oldest one out of all of us. You knew it. Meanwhile, Gio dropped the accent, because he wasn't talking about Baxter anymore. And this is Sir... Why not put an accent on that? This is Sir David Desmond and Miss Tamarack Bauman. Hi, what's your favorite color? Oh yeah, right, we're still behind Tamarack. I forgot. You've got such cool friends too. Baxter was really handsome.
You can also say he's handsome.
Yeah, you're a handsome guy. Well, I mean, going by what Baxter looks like as a fucking young adult, he is definitely handsome. He's still handsome.
What's your favorite color?
What?
What?
Yeah. Baxter's mouth opened with a question, and he couldn't open its confusion. Yeah, he doesn't know we talked about favorite colors. It's like, wait, where's this going? The question came out of nowhere as far as he knew. He hadn't been there when the discussion of best colors was going on. He kept on watching him curiously, so he'd know he was serious. That time it was still bouncing around your head. You had to know what this guy thought. He closed his mouth. It fit into the shape his lips always made when they weren't open. It was almost like he couldn't form expressions other than curved smiles. He got that fucking right. Yeah.
My favorites are black and white.
I knew that already, Baxter. You only wear black and white in the first game. Even your hair is black with the white stripes. Oh my fucking god.
What are you doing, bros?
He's nibbling on his t-shirt.
Oh.
Jill, and way more surprisingly, Darren started snickering. What could be so funny about that? No, that's true too.
Favorite colors to Baxter aren't like favorite colors to anybody else.
Yes. Black and white is part of who he is. And do you want to know the secret why? I actually do.
Yes.
It's his initials. B.W. He's B.A.W. Black and white. Except his actual names are Baxter Alexander Ward. He does sound fucking fancy, I'll tell you that much. I only knew his name Baxter, I didn't know anything else. He never told us anything else. Because he was just, our friend that, like, Cove kind of didn't like in the start, because he's like, he's my rival. Because Baxter was kind of like, he's like cool and smooth and stuff, so you could kind of interpret it as him flirting with, but he's doing it to everyone. So he was just being nice in his own weird way, and Cove just kind of accepted that later on. Baxter Alexander Ward. Sounded even fancier than regular Baxter Ward. Yeah. And that had sounded pretty snazzy in the first place. What's up?
Nothing.
You focusing on his nostril?
I'm picking his nose.
What are you talking about? Baxter would never do that. He's too rich for that shit. He would get someone to do
That's why I'm doing it.
He literally like...
Just Damien goes up to him.
Yeah. I'll do it for you. Sir. It's like in beginnings and always, you'd kind of just meet him moving into like a vacation home that he just casually buys because his parents is like, you know what, you need to wind down throughout the summer, so here's a vacation home for you, and he just moves in there. Has his own car as well, of course, because he's rich. Of course, he has a very fancy car. He's only really there for that summer and then for the wedding DLC. Because he becomes a wedding planner.
Huh.
It's amazing. He also does ballroom dancing.
What was that noise, Pearls?
I think she just made a noise.
Yeah. This is a funny noise.
Yeah. He also does ballroom dancing. So he actually teaches you how to do the waltz if you take up on the offer on the wedding DLC. And he says hallelujah all the fucking time in that game. I don't know.
Hallelujah!
Yeah, it's even like, I think there's a voiced line that even says hallelujah. It's like in the real room.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyways. But it might have just been the grand way Gio talked about it. And the name might sound impressive if you try to make it sound that way. Oh yeah, because he's Baxter Alexander Ward. Ward.
Word.
Word. That's more Australian, isn't it? And When he glanced at Mr. BAW to see if he had any feelings over Chio's announcement, he was grinning fearlessly. Yeah, of course. That also might have been why it felt fancy. Baxter was a fancy boy.
Wow.
I mean, Baxter is that kind of person. He doesn't mean anything by it. He just, he's self-confident. Alright?
Yep. I've got a good name. And also, Damien, that's a nice birthmark. You're lucky to have one.
Right, we have a birthmark too.
Yeah.
He's pointing it out because we chose to have one and he has one. I like those small chests. You thought no one had more random compliments than Tamarack? Baxter might change your mind.
You shouldn't talk about that.
I'm not lucky. Thanks, I like you too. You be quite proud of it. Yeah, I have a birthmark too.
Yeah, we're proud.
Yeah. For a second, you admired the little spot on his neck as he appreciated the one on you and a show of mutual birthmark owed of respect. We bonded over having a birthmark, guys. Tamarack was like, hi. Tamarack's normal bubbliness popped right after she said hello. Yeah. You don't ask that, Tamarack.
It's Tamarack, so yes, she will ask that.
True. She is just curious about everything. She wants to know all the deeds, and she's a child, so
She will ask
anything she has on mind.
As soon as a question pops into her head, she'll ask it.
Yeah. Are you actually rich? She said it doubtfully, with her hands on her hips and her face tilted intently. It added more to her wondering than what she actually said. What would a rich person be doing there? Shouldn't he be doing something else? Something kids like you and her weren't doing? That just means he has good parents! And he's not, an ass!
Yeah.
Because he's not. He's a generally good dude. If you're rich, you'd probably be able to do something better than meeting younger kids at a regular school. Wow. I mean, that is such a Damien thought, too.
Yeah.
I'm better than all of you. What the fuck are you talking about? Darren's face twisted in the center and tightened around the edges. He wanted to laugh. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
He's like, that's funny. He didn't get offended. That's amazing. He's just like, yeah. And he wanted to stop himself from doing just that. Yeah. Unlike your question about colors, this one Baxter expected.
Yes.
I certainly am rich. Baxter said he was a rich kid as plainly as if you asked if it was Monday or if he had a hat on his hip. He can prove it too. Baxter lives in a huge mansion high on the mountain.
He died?
He does. He does. Maybe Baxter did do things more exciting than you thought. Having the huge mansion come up without him needing to say so curved Baxter's smile more than it already was. He's so damn proud. He didn't have to brag. His house spoke for itself. Or rather, the house got Chew to speak for it, and that was the best brag of them all.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If I like the two of you, maybe you'll get to visit.
If I like you? Chew's words had shut up in pitch and rang with humor. He threw his hands out in disbelief and had to be careful not to hit one of the multiple people hanging around him.
People.
Dr.
Persons.
People. Baxter, you show it to anybody who'll come by. She knocked Baxter's arm with his elbow, but that was on purpose. A friendly nudge to go along with the rest of his light-hearted jabbing. His smile beaming at Baxter, his eyes dancing onward towards you and Tamarack, Chew declared in his stuffiest voice a reply that was, to Chew, a more accurate picture. Yeah, please, come see my big cool house. Why would I even have it if no one was gonna see it and think it's big and cool? That's him. Yeah. I mean, why not? Yeah, a big house, why not? Invite people to see it.
Yeah.
Joe needed a pause to steady himself before he finished what he was talking about.
Like, what's the point of having something fancy if you're not going to show it off?
Yeah, exactly. Just don't be a pompous ass about it and say it like you're better than someone. You have it. Why not show it off? Just let people enjoy it with you, alright? That's all. That's all you gotta do.
Like my fancy D&D dice.
Yeah. They're fancy. I like looking at them.
Made of metal and they shine. And
metal and resin.
Metal and resin, yes.
Probably weighted as well, compared to the cheap plastic ones you can buy.
Yes, they are. And I have a big statue.
Yeah. Big pretty
which
statue.
Which is nice and fancy.
Yeah. Those things.
Yeah. Though, technically I'm not... I used to have my dice on display in the glass monitor.
Yeah.
I don't have them right now.
We don't have space for it.
There's not space.
It's okay.
Yeah. We need more space for figures and stuff.
We just need an actual fucking, like, vitrine escape. So.
Yeah.
They're just expensive.
You can get one in IKEA. They're not too expensive.
No, but yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
It would be good if we could get one that was more airtight, so we don't have to clean it there all the time.
That's true.
Because we already have one from IKEA, so. But it is a really cool house. I would show it off if it was mine. Of course, I would too if I had a house.
The most incredible thing about this glass monitor we have is the fact that I didn't break it when I was assembling it for myself the first time when I was moving out on my own. Because I was trying to assemble it on my own and one of the glass panels was suddenly falling.
Oh no!
I caught it with my leg.
Oh god.
That hurt.
Yeah, it's
But
heavy.
it didn't break. So.
Oh, Jesus. Joe had to be honest about his friends and himself, when it was flattering and when it wasn't, and ended his show generously. Hey, he just doesn't give a fuck, but he is tactful about it, I would say. Baxter said nothing, and he didn't laugh. He just glided a knuckle along the edge of his swoopy bangs. I would too if I had beautiful bangs like that. The strands curved with the motion and slid right back into the normal resting spots. It's also one reason why I fucking love Chio's hair. It's pretty long. And I keep forgetting that he actually has a ponytail, but it's only the top hair.
Yeah.
His fur didn't drop out of place either. With so much not being different, it was easy to tell that his cheeks turned pinker.
Like, it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell from here, but there is actually a ponytail.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's hiding any hair.
No! I mean, Chio is like at least half Asian, so I'm not surprised by the sheer amount of hair. And it's a genetic trait.
Yeah.
Judah sort of made fun of Baxter, even if it was a joke. If Baxter was gonna blush, you would have thought he was embarrassed because of the teasing. But no matter how you looked at it, nothing about the older kid's expression was shy or uncomfortable. He was as calm as ever, maybe even a little happier than before it happened. It's just banter. Baxter can take it, he's that kind of person. Hello, Pose.
Hi, you back?
Anyway, Baxter's introduction was over. Gio had decided it. Now that everyone is here, I've got something very important to say. Now, he said everybody. Gio's intention was squarely on you and Tamarack. There was a pause for dramatic effect as Gio smiled knowingly. Damien and Tamarack, I hereby invite you to join our club. Oh god, David's not gonna be happy about that.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Darren's not even. No, not Tamarack, no! Darren shouted out like she just announced he was getting married next week at 10 years old. What the fuck, Darren? That's not so loud, please. That gentle scolding was way more startling than Darren's yelp. You'd forgotten Mrs. Murray was still at her desk. I mean, you would, wouldn't you? The fact that it was her own son that did it. Fucking funny. She was so quiet and so much like a teacher. She fit as natural in a classroom as the whiteboard or globe. Things that were there and should be there. But you didn't think about it. Child logic. Alright? I remember everything's black and white when you're a child.
Wait. Are you saying she's a furniture? She's a piece of furniture in a class? You wouldn't realize she's there unless she started talking to you.
I think the point... yeah, I mean, yes, but I think the point was more she belonged there so naturally as furniture you normally see in a classroom. But yes, Darian here, we are comparing her to furniture, I agree. But that's just child logic. Children always compare things. It's the only way they know how to.
Yeah.
Well, you got a reminder. Baxter had never even known. Yeah.
Oh. Hello, Mrs. Murray.
Nice to see you, Baxter. Darren sipped his lips. He had to settle for silently pinching his brows and pouting. I am not happy about this, Joe. What the fuck? Joe was definitely the leader of that pack. I mean, obviously. I think he's the most extroverted and impulsive out of all three of them. Like, Darren is kind of... I don't think he's, like, outgoing at all. And
no.
Baxter just kind of goes with the flow.
Yeah.
So...
What's with your serious expression?
I wasn't gonna... Like... Chew wasn't gonna let his word and his decision be questioned. He folded his arms in disapproval. I invited them, and they're gonna be invited. Darren! First his mom, then his friend. Darren wasn't having the best moment. Chiyoko couldn't stay firm for long, though. Instead, he thought of his club and smiled. Me, Bex, and Darren are a group. We go all around having fun. We're practically famous in this town. Yeah, even the teacher's like, you should not be friends with this kid. And here we are being friends with this kid.
Yeah, me, you, and Baxter do.
Not them. Quietly, firmly, not yelling, Darren pointed out the members again as if it meant something.
Damien is one thing, but...
Darren's glaze flicked to Tamarack for a single second.
She's a girl.
You're a girl, Darren. And later. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's
Darren's
exactly why.
Yeah, I was like, maybe that's why Darren's like this. He's fucking jelly.
Yeah.
He's jelly as fuck. He just doesn't know it.
Yeah. Pearls,
stop that. Stop. She's so angry, you know? She's gonna show she's big. So it did mean something to him. After this whole time with Darren acting so weird with Tamarack, you heard why. He was a boy who didn't play with girls. Fuck you, Darren. I played with basically only boys most of my childhood. It's fine. One girl in the group is fine. What?
Nothing. It's a boys' club.
Darren gestured around the semicircle of kids to bring attention to the boyness of the collection. What do you mean? You're a future trans person, and Gio's a future non-binary or gender fluid, so a gender fluid person. And we could have been any gender we wanted. Maybe if we were a girl, he would also be like, fuck no. That could have been funny.
How can we be a boys' club if we're not all boys?
He whined in a whisper. Even if you and Tamarack and Baxter were right there, Darren was trying to keep the conversation between him and Gio alone. Unfortunately, it was Gio he was talking to, and Gio made extra efforts to include the two of you. He freely giggled at the problem he'd been presented. And Gio's is like, he made a decision, he's going with it, nothing can stop him now. Darren, your mom's a teacher, and guess what?
She did not like your foot.
I just saw you moved it.
She was not happy.
And she was like, you're in my private space! toes. Well, Gio gave a little look over his shoulders towards his possible new groupmates. His dad, he's also a teacher, at a different school. Well, there's... wait, whose dad is a teacher?
Darren.
Okay. With a slow shake of his head, Gio smugly chided his friend.
At least that's how I understood it.
Yeah.
Like, your mom's a teacher, and guess what?
Yeah, that's because
his dad is also a teacher.
Yeah, this is because he little look over his shoulders towards his possible new groupmates. I'm so confused. Anyways.
That's because he's talking to us.
Okay, I suppose. And you don't even know problem solving. Oh, okay. That kind of way. That's why he's like, both of your parents are teachers, but you don't know how to solve a problem? What the fuck? Listen, okay. So, I'm a boy and it's my club. That means it's a boys' club. What's the issue with that? I suppose. Problem solved, Gio.
Pearls?
Not the mouse.
No, she was pushing my hand.
Oh, she's like, out of the way!
Yeah. I'm like, it's my desk. Well,
It's not your desk, it's her desk. She knows it by that. He didn't get an answer, though Gio didn't expect to. Dude only gog as if he'd witnessed a magic trick. He's like, wait, is that how it works? Gio had taken a black heart card from Darren into his fingerless gloves, and when he revealed it again, it had transformed into a red king. You have some imagination there, Darren. Or Damien, sorry. No, Pearls, you cannot walk on it.
There we go. Now she can walk on it all.
It doesn't work. You wondered if Gio was a sorcerer all along. I mean, we had that conversation in the first episode. And he only said you were one to cover for himself. He had a way with words and with people. You and Tamarack being new there wasn't what gave Gio an advantage. He was like that no matter what. Baxter chuckled, a pleased audience member of the event, and then he shrugged with his hands in his pockets. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I don't mind if they tag along, as long as they can keep up.
Great! Yay! Oh, Pearls cannot present anything. I'm editing. Baxter's agreement was given directly, and Gio took Darren's acceptance of his idea as a sure thing, even if he hadn't exactly gotten there yet. He expected you and Tamarack to see it too, and put the choice in your hands. That was the only question. So, what do you think? No thanks, I don't want to. For all Gio's feats of conversation wizardry, it was equally amazing how simply Tamarack could defeat them simply by not taking an interest in saying so. Saying no. That was actually the second time Gio invited her to play with him and his friends. Yesterday she had said maybe. Today she said no. Darren suddenly frowned more. He not wanted her, but was offended she didn't want him to. You absolute little shit, Darren. What do you don't want her, but you get angry she doesn't want you?
Yep.
Oh my god. You are Damien 2.0 now. Baxter only smirked harder. He already had friends. Being turned away by a stranger didn't make a difference. That's how you should react.
Yeah.
And Gio was disappointed because Gio was like, I want to be friends. By Tamarack not considering, and his friend's unwelcoming attitudes. No one seems to care like he cared, even when he tried his best to get everyone to get along. Hello. Yes, he's on the floor. Walking around.
Tip, 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 tip.
His expression was unhappy, enough for Tamarack to realize, with shock, the impact she had. Thanks for inviting me. I like you, Gio. I'm not sure I like those other kids. Two bewildered snorts and one laugh followed that attempt at comfort. Baxter was the one who laughed. Yeah! I'm glad to see that he's just as fucking smug and smooth and not caring as he is in the other game. I fucking love Baxter. He's even like technically a side love interest if you buy DLC for him in that game. It's fucking amazing. I can probably play with you guys sometimes. I don't need your club. If I wanted a club, I'd make my own. I don't like boys who don't like girls. It's you, Darren. Hello, girls.
That's page 2.
Yeah. Wow, Jill. She turned you down so fast. Why would anyone join? There's a jerk.
Fuck Darren.
Officially being in some club is too much pressure. You wanted to be in Gio's club, but how could you say that when Tamarack didn't? You couldn't. Being in a boys' club, even a boys' club, just felt wrong.
Okay, bros.
She's going in the nut. She just sees the white stuff on it. That's what she's going at.
Yeah.
For the print.
Yeah.
I would just tease the shit out of Gio there. 2 dismissals. It was a total failure. Gio still smiled. He could find some sad humor in how badly it all went down. Nobody has to join, but you'll probably regret it for the rest of your life if you don't. It's the coolest club there is. Sure.
Sure thing, buddy.
Gio would say that. Anything Gio is part of is cool, after all.
Hey, look. Where are you going? Are you going down there?
She wants
Oh,
to be
okay.
comfy down there, I think.
Ow!
She bit you?
Yeah.
It's like your leg's in the way, woman.
I'm in the way, apparently.
Yeah. And Tamarack? Don't listen to Darren. I'm sure he said that about you.
No.
What?
Read it again.
No. I'm sorry he said that about you being a girl in our group and that being bad. Darren's gaze fell guiltily and he didn't finish whatever he's gonna say. Yeah, Gio could do that to him. He may not have wanted Tamarack to join, but you did. Maybe the reason it didn't work out was an unintended betrayal of his friendship. She's suspicious. Darren does not know how to talk to girls or how to act around them. That's why he's like this. Probably because he secretly doesn't feel like a boy. We'll get to that. I think the only ladies he can say 10 words to are his mom and Tamarack's granny.
Gio!
Gio tossed his hands up completely unapologetically. You thought of a phrase you heard your ma use before. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't know, that's what I noticed. But it doesn't matter anyway. You can't live your life like this. You're a big kid, Darren. You're older than me, yet you're more uncool than I am. What's about that? What if Tamarack looks up to you because you're so much older and wiser? I don't think she does. Are you not even gonna be able to say hi to her?
I said hi, didn't I?
You said hi to Damien, not to Tamarack. She greeted you.
But she was
too close, I know. How about you say hello right now? It's not too late. Yeah. Tamarack was instantly in for that idea. Tamarack is just friendly to everyone. But she will also say no, she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
She glanced upwards into Darren's eyes, grinning expectantly and swishing her shoulders side to side. Say hi! It was hard to tell if she didn't realize she was giving Darren a hard time. that it was more to him than a normal hello, or if that was the whole plan. Look at that face! But either way, Darren could do nothing except stare hard at Tamarack's smooth jig.
Chiyo, this is embarrassing.
Where did Baxter go? Yeah, it is. For you. You can't treat girls like that just 'cause they're girls. Got that fucking right? Darren groaned, and through clenched teeth, Chiyo, Darren, and Tamarack, not one of them were budging. Until a low voice came from the area around Darren. It wasn't actually him. It was behind him.
Hello? I think his scarf is
Not
so
Darren!
Tamarack.
This is not Darren!
That's why he disappeared.
Yeah, he just went behind us. Like, where did he go? There he is.
Also, those are such great shoes, Damien. What?
That's how you do it, Darren. Darren couldn't stay quiet for long. His mom had given up on reminding him.
I hope you liked my earmuffs too.
It's got away. He literally just teased Darren like so hard right now. They would spun around in a flurry, but the perpetrator had already breezed back to Chiyos on the side. Baxter stood there, self-satisfied, silent like he had been the whole conversation. Yeah. He may not have seen it with his own eyes, but Darren knew it was Baxter. He had a pretty distinct voice. He does have a pretty distinct voice, I will tell you that. And it wasn't as if anyone else could have done it. He does have that, like, kind of rich feeling, but also kind of just nonchalant rich feeling. In beginnings and always.
Yeah.
And obviously he has a deep voice, because, you know, he's a young adult. I would not assume that it's that deep right now. It was a pleasing answer to Tamarack's ears, no matter who said it. She giggled as she toyed with her nice scarf. Do you really think that? The real Darren turned away, uncomfortable, and with a face pinker than the accessory in question. And do you really like my shoes? And you really like my shoes too, right? He said teasingly. Or, Baxter, you're hilarious.
I'm impressed,
Darren. You're ventriloquist. You could also just laugh along with Tamarack. Oh my god. What do you want to do?
No. I'm thinking.
Do you want to tease Darren? You just want to laugh because it was funny? Or are you nervous about knowing if he likes her shoes? Or do you want to tell Baxter, you're hilarious? You guys. Joe had lost hold of the situation. He's like, God damn it. He viewed it from the outside, the same as he might have done while watching toddlers tumble around the playground. You know I don't invite just anybody to the group. That reminder was meant for Darren. He sent an explanation, your and Tamarack's way next. Before, it was me and Darren since we were babies, and then a couple of years ago there was Baxter. It's only been about 3 of us since then until right now.
Yeah, it has been. So why do they have to be part of the club?
'Cause we're friends, Darren! And she was like, it's good you asked. Damien broke into my backyard, accidentally, and took me on a crazy investigation about a paper airplane. Here we go again! And he got here a day ago, and he's already looking out for me. Normally, I'm the one doing that. And Tamarack was the one who made a paper airplane for a stranger, 'cause it would be fun. She's the type of kid who hides for who knows how long in a pile of leaves so she can jump out to spook you. What's not to like about that? Lastly, the 3 of us are all neighbors. That's gotta count for something. Even if it doesn't, what were you thinking we'd do? Run away from them when me and you and Baxter are in the cul-de-sac? Try to make Tamarack and Damien leave their own street? No, we should be friends and hang out together. It makes no sense not to let them join the club. Wow, Tio, you're good with words. Word wizardry. This debate speech roused Tamarack. Her fists were clenched and her expression was full of vigor. but you were sure she was inspired to join Gio's club. It strengthened your bond as neighbors and only made her flimsy connection to Darren and Baxter more obvious. Darren wordlessly put extra space between him and the shaky girl. Baxter smiled at Gio, supporting his friend while being totally indifferent to the results of the effort. Yup. When you keep to yourself, Gio's description of why he thought you should be a member made you smile, made you smirk, left you confused, made you cheese out from embarrassment, got a thumbs up, made you consider accepting the invitation after all, or got you rolling your eyes.
Thumbs up.
He knew how to make somebody sound special. Because I am special. I am the main character. I am Damien Desmond.
I am Sir Damien Desmond.
Yes, you call him. We may be friends, but you shall still refer to me as Sir Damien Desmond. Thank you. Joe got the sense of his audience's mixed reactions. Instead of a full house roaring with applause, it was more like seeing a mostly empty theater with one person clapping in the back row. Woo! Just in the background. Woo! Yeah! He worked with it. Well, they haven't been here long, and I know them better than you two guys know them. And the same goes for Damien and Tamarack. They know me better than either of you. It's different for me. I like all four of you. People can join later, and neither of you have to be an official member to do stuff with us. I'm just letting you know what's up. And other things bothered Darren, and he showed it. Baxter so far took everything like it was nothing, as he does. Gio went up, and he went down, but always tried to get back up by the end. That was the boys' club. Gio was still Gio, and you decided to know. You decided that Baxter was fucking adorable. No. What do you think about Darren? You didn't get Darren at all.
Yeah.
Also, Baxter was kind of mysterious. That was so cool. Baxter was great! Baxter, like, I'm a snooty rich boy. You did not like him. What are you talking about? He's great. He's cool. Baxter's cool. He was great. Even though you didn't want to be in it yourself, that club had been a lot of fun to meet. And you'd get to see them around probably a lot. I fucking hope so. I want to see more Baxter. Until the inevitable will happen. Him moving away, that is. A tap-tap sound marked the end of the meeting. It made you think of a hammer hitting a podium in very important and official gatherings. But it was actually Mrs. Murray, as she straightened papers against her desktop. Your teacher placed them down in a neat pile as she rose to her feet. It's time to go, everyone. I'm leaving, and I can't let you stay here alone. Am I giving anyone here a ride? Her gaze was squarely on Chill and Baxter with that question. Or would you like me to call your families? She suddenly turned more British than I wanted her to be. Oh well. It was you and Tamarack who got a look with that one. The first kid ready with an answer was Tamarack. She yelled out with no hesitation. I'm okay. Following after Tamarack, definitely not biting her own feathers. She's like, stop. No, definitely not talking to her, piped Darren. He and his friends already had plans, but she sheepishly looked to his mom for permission to go through with it.
You and Baxter can come with us, can they?
Right off, she nodded, and her son smiled, relaxed. Mrs. Murray held up one finger and added a note before anyone got ahead of themselves. They can't stay all night. I'll need to take both of them home before dinner. I mean, that's kind of how it goes when you're like 10 years old. Or technically, I think they were like 12, but whatever.
All right. Thank you for letting us visit.
Stop that, Pearls! Stop! She's like, no, what are you doing?
You had a little stuff hanging from
Yeah.
your beard.
Beard. Yeah, thanks. What about you, Damien? Who knows? My ma's coming to get me.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing her. Damien, come to my house! Tamarack pumped her arms like the dark blue carpet was water underfoot, and she needed to row through the indoor pond. I can wait for your ma too, then we can go. And you can meet Oma and Oppa when we get there. That would be so cool.
Yes.
Look at the smile of hers. Yeah. Alright. Well, how about we finish packing now? Or packing now. On it. They did teacher suggestion, gathering outdoor clothes, checking inside and under desks, and looking through bags to see if the most important possessions were still there was all done. That a single glove would be missing or one pencil out of place, if Mrs. Murray could help it. During the final sweep of the room, there was an eager knock on the door. That might be your ma now, Damien. Mrs. Murray took long strides, reaching the door far sooner than any of her students could, because she's a fucking adult. When it was open, you saw your ma framed by dozens of colored paper leaves taped around the frame. It was great! She could see your new teacher and class and everything! Fuck, what voice did I give her again? I think I gave her a deep voice, didn't I? Hi, I'm going to assume that you're Mrs. Murray. Yes, but Shannon is fine. And you are Miss Desmond? Right as well. Oh yeah, right, her name's Opal, I fucking forget. I'm Opal, Damien is my son.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
Your
I
earrings.
forget, okay? I'm not good with names.
Would you stop? You little shit. Maybe it's time for you to go to bed?
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming to pick up Damien. You folks drifted away from their words as they kept going over what they already knew about each other. And you didn't care about that. But Darren was even worse than you. He sighed at the boring, way too long adult greetings. Jill snickered softly while giving Darren a small shove with his shoulder. It brought some liveliness back and got Darren to smile. Ma noticed a cluster of kids then. Her eyes fell on you and her conversation with the teacher stopped. Damien, I made it, and hello again, Jill. Hi, Ma.
Hi.
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 Hi. She strolled further into the room to join you. Mrs. Murray stayed by the door. Who's the rest of this fun bunch? Ma asked wonderingly. Oh yeah, I guess she hasn't met Tamarack. She didn't meet any of the kids that day. Ma asked wonderingly, glancing across the faces of the 3 other kids still there. Class was long over, and you were too closely gathered for it to be random people who happened to be in the same place. Why'd you all come together was a great interest to your ma. 2 of those people were Gio's friends. One was your seatmate and your neighbor and your friend. And it was her, as usual, who first shot out a reply. Tamarack never took long to think about what she'd say, because she says the first thing she thinks.
Yeah.
That's why she was always so far ahead of everyone with words.
Stop.
Maybe you should put her to bed.
Yeah, I just wanted to get to a break point.
You're Damien's ma? Wow. You look like his ma. Alright. Thank you. Some bits of me didn't end up in there. You stood tall and proud to be like your ma.
Stop.
Okay, I'm gonna put her to bed now.
Yeah.
Someone needs to go to bed. You too, unruly. Yeah.
She's tired and unruly. She cannot sit still.
Bedtime now, both of you. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take this time to say that we're gonna take a small break, and we'll be back in just a bit. And remember, a break for us means a break for you. So, get up, stretch, get something to drink, go to the toilet, take your medicine if you haven't, all that stuff. We'll be back in just a bit.
Stop chirping, bro.
And we're back
Yup.
with some snakes.
What do you want to say?
Huh?
Yeah. Stood tall and proud to be like your ma.
Come on, here we go.
A playful smile tugged at your ma's mouth. Tamarack felt inspired to have more curiosity satisfied. Not surprised. Does your dad look the same too? Damien is like him in certain ways. That smile dropped, but Ma had a reply for that question ready before you had even fully heard it. But our family is me and him. It always has been. He won't come by to visit. I suppose. She was telling Tamarack the truth. Tamarack wasn't gonna see him. You hadn't even met him.
Bum bum bum.
And like a true anime fashion, he suddenly comes in one of the fucking one of the steps. There was something similar in Beginnings and Always in step 2 because Kov's parents were divorced, right? So you never really, met or heard much about his mom at all until in step 2 when she just pops up out of nowhere and starts living with them all summer before she goes back home, right? It's like so Kov had to kind of deal with that, and he couldn't really talk to his dad about it because it was his dad who kind of just brought the surprise on top of his head when he didn't need it.
Yeah.
And his mom didn't really know what was going on, and he just talked to us about it because we were the only ones he could talk to about this shit. Before finally confronting his dad at some point about it. You don't even told stuff about him. When you were younger, Ma said what his race and nationality were, and hers too, so that way you would know your own history. Cool.
And that is?
You were clicked to enter your race! There you go.
Uh-huh.
You are a cat.
What is she up to?
Interracial identity. What you be?
Right, I turned off my keyboard.
You don't have your keyboard right now. I disconnected it. You can connect it back now.
Yeah. Okay. Cat.
You are a cat. Oh my god. And you had clicked to enter your nationality.
What kind of cat are we? Norwegian? Forest cat?
We are calico, of course.
Oh, we're calico? Well, they're not from Japan.
No.
Though they're
Just
more
say calico heritage.
Okay.
So they were kind of imported
Yeah.
to Japan.
Which is why there's so many of them now. Because they like them.
You have to remember, all cats come from Egypt, basically.
Yeah,
Sure.
I do.
At the same time, your mom explained how having you in the first place worked. You are cat, and you had calico heritage. I love it, you can fuck with it. You didn't have a husband or a boyfriend or anything, but she wanted a kid, so she had you. Mom talked about how you didn't need an entire other person to have a baby. That is very true. I mean, in Beginnings and Always, both of their children are adopted, because you have two moms. You have mom and you have ma. So obviously they couldn't get a child.
Well, depending on the time period, obviously.
It's just, normal. Like when we grew up, kind of same time frame.
Yeah. I mean, when they decided to have children, depending on the time frame, if it was today, they could both be biological mothers.
Yes, but they are not.
No, but if it's like back in the 80s, 90s, then
probably 90s.
Not really.
Probably 90s.
Wasn't really until like late zeros, I think, that became a thing.
Like the game even mentions at some point. I think it's for step, like in the prologue of step 3. It explains that between step 2 and step 3, like gay marriage was finally legalized. You couldn't wear a ring before that in America.
Yeah.
So it does take everything into consideration for these things as well.
You forgetting the...
Yeah, no, I was just...
Okay.
It only took a small part. She was able to go get that from a special hospital. That's the way to put it, I guess.
No. To go get that from a special bank.
Well, technically, plus insemination, you'd need to go to a hospital.
Oh, yeah.
So I suppose in America, that's how it works. You usually have a private clinic normally that is connected to a bank.
Do they call it a bank?
Yeah, I still think they call it a bank.
Okay.
I think.
Because that's at least what we call it in Danish.
It was kind of confusing, but you were able to understand that whoever your dad was, he wasn't your parent. He was a guy Ma didn't know, and you didn't know. Yep.
So there's a possibility that she's never even met him.
She hasn't.
Exactly. Well, you can.
Yeah, you can, but you don't have to.
It could be somebody she knows that she got it from. You still have to go to the hospital for that. But, yeah.
Doesn't seem like she knows the person.
Like, it's been very common for some lesbian couples to have a friend be the donator.
Alright, what do you think? You liked it was just the two of you? You're happy with the life you got, but didn't hope you could see him? Made you sad to think you'd never have a dad? You were mad at him for having kids and not caring? I'm not sure if he knows. You were mad at Ma for picking a dad like that for you. It was weird to think about. You didn't care about him, but you worried it'd change how other people thought of you. Yeah. Someone else would have gotten in the way of everything. Just us two. Fuck having a dad.
The two of us.
Yep. Your dad was already the best. But is she the best?
Exactly. We are. Wait. No. Ah.
No, you.
No, we are Desmond.
Yeah,
right.
you called him Damien Desmond.
Oh, I forgot about that. I should have been the best.
That's another game where you named someone the best.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Frowning, Tamarack pinched and pulled at the frayed edge of her sweater sleeve. One finger slipped through a tiny hole in the cuff. Oh yeah, I can see still have a small hole.
Right there.
She does. It was gonna rape even more doing that. That might have been why it was torn in the first place. Probably pretty good guess. It's fine. You didn't know. Now you do. There was a lot of not knowing for her and you, but you did recognize the tone your mom is using on Tamarack. A low voice with an extra emphasized bend to the words. It meant, I'm not mad this time, because it won't happen again, isn't that right? Sorry. Itchy. Tamarack gave a tiny nod, stretching the striped sleeve all the way past the tips of her fingers on her free hand. The conversation had been dominated by Tamarack. But still hanging around was the boys' club. You could hear everything said about your family. You tried to figure out their reaction. Jill was still, besides shifting a narrow gaze between the friend on his left and the one on his right. Look at this fucking gathering. Entourage. Suddenly he seemed like the teacher of the classroom, keeping a stern eye on the students for any sign of trouble. The two of them were on their best behavior, quiet and blank-faced. When Gio realized you were watching, he became regular old Gio again, grinning wide, because of course. Well, it's good to meet you, Tamarack. That dropped Tamarack's jaw. She was certain she hadn't said her name yet. She hasn't. You knew me? Not for sure, but I thought you looked like you'd be our neighbor, Tamarack. I mean, we did tell her about everything that happened, so I guess you could assume from that, yes. Now bashful, Tamarack hit her face with her hands. The sweater was finally released from her squeezing grip. While she wasn't looking, Mark gave you a sneaky wink. You told her enough about yesterday for her to figure it out. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. What about everyone else? The question was kind of forced. There was still an awkward feeling left behind after Tamarack bringing up your dad that you never met. But that was something they were gonna figure out sooner or later. So, after all, it was kind of good of it got settled with everybody at once. That was a weirdly structured sentence. I was very confused. It was kind of good it got settled with everybody at once. There we go. Now I got it. And Baxter took the initiative because he knows the atmosphere but doesn't give a crap, so... Properly introducing himself. Jared Witt Academy, damn.
My name's Baxter. I don't go to the school. I attend Jared Witt Academy.
You do? That's quite impressive.
Thank you.
Yep. Just proper dude. You were starting to think he couldn't feel uncomfortable even if he wanted to. He certainly can, but he's very good at hiding it. He was a cool cucumber, so much he got stuck that way. Like if you made a weird face for too long. Except you were pretty sure adults were lying when they said that could happen. He got the conversation to change though. Yama was more at ease and gave a purposeful look at the only kid who hadn't spoken yet. And you are.
You are?
You are?
I'm Darren, and it's my mom.
Points over at the teacher. Darren couldn't meet her eyes because, of course, she's a fucking woman. Instead, he stared at his shoes and limply lifted an arm towards the door. Mrs. Moraine was leaning against the wall there. Her arms were patiently folded. Ma shifted her gaze between the group of students and the teacher with a big smile. As a Ma, she liked seeing other parents with their kids. It was fun for her, you guessed. It's nice to meet you too, Darren. Her cheeks puffed out frog-like. It was so fast and unexpected, Ma laughed. She usually did not like laughing at other people's kids, or other adults, not unless they were telling a joke. She laughed at everyone's jokes, even ones that weren't funny. Yuma pressed her palm against her chest and breathed in through her nose to steady herself. You've barely even been here for 2 days, and I already need almost a full hand to count all the acquaintances you have. You worked fast. Of course I do! I am the center of the universe!
Yes.
You tilted a great yellow way, raising one bright higher. Are you ready to go? Ma, me and Tamarack were wondering if she could come with us. Certainly. I'd be happy to bring her back. Ma stayed put despite that agreement. She was unsure, not about you or Tamarack, but the 3 other kids who were left. That was when Mrs. Murray got off her perch and came to stand by your son. I am driving Darren, Chew, and Baxter to my house. I'll call the boys' parents to let them know. It seems you've all arranged everything. Got your bags already too. We should really be going then. Have a good day, boys.
Holy shit, are we actually leaving school?
Yeah, holy shit, it's been like 2 more hours, we're leaving. With a parting smile and a gesture of her hand to follow, Ma turned and walked away. See you around, you dorks. I'm out of here. Finally, I'm free. Tio and Baxter said bye as the three of you were leaving. All of them waved, though. Darren's movement was way stiffer than the other guys. Of course. Bye, Tio. Bye, Darren. Bye, Baxter. Bye, teacher. Yeah, she'd do that, wouldn't she? She shouted over her shoulder while sticking close to you and Ma. And after that yell, Tamarack whispered just to you. Sorry again. It's okay. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. I never met him, but fuck him. Ma held the door open for you and Tamarack to trot by. Then she followed you out. Your first day of school was over. It only took, 5 hours? Just like a normal school day. Mm-hmm. Most of it was post-school stuff. You took the same exact path out as you had come in, just doing the opposite way. Yeah, that's how you leave the school, Damien. I wasn't done!
I didn't know.
Down the stairs, through the checkered hall, and out the big double doors at the front. But when you were outside, the way home changed. You had to go through the almost empty parking lot at the side of the school building. Ma had brought the car to come get you. Wispy clouds hung over your group of 3. Nobody else was out. They'd already gone home. Of fucking course they're already gone home. Or were probably teachers who were still in the classroom. Oh my god, you dropped so much shit! There's also one on your shirt. Somewhere. It might be under the chair now. It hadn't fallen down when you looked down. Tamarack ran freely across the tarmac. That's what it's called, right? Tarmac?
Tarmac, yeah.
Yeah. It was easy to figure out which car to go to when nobody else was parked anywhere close by. You sprinted to pass her. It was fun and games to Tamarack, but for you, it was a chance to face. I'm gonna win! Didn't take long for Ma to rejoin you. She broke into a jog after both the kids raced ahead of her.
I'm gonna win!
Yeah, it's a me, Damien! When she unlocked it, Ma opened the backside door. You were too little to sit in the front, according to her. Well, yeah, you are. You need to be a certain height.
You do?
Yeah, you're not allowed to have those, like, extra seats at the front.
You are. You're not allowed to put them with the backside towards the...
Yeah, but this is America. Don't think you're allowed to. Just saying.
Land of the free?
No! No! Can't even drink alcohol before you're 21. How do you call that free? That meant Tamarack would be too small too. She was practically the same size as you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the same age, so it would only make sense that Tamarack is slightly taller than you are at this point. Also because you're small.
We chose to be small.
Yeah, but generally, girls in that age are a little bit taller because their growth spurts start a little bit earlier. That's all.
Yeah.
But you've No!
You're not eating them.
No, because I'm reading! You're gonna get them, I'm gonna eat them later! But you found out that Tamarack didn't want to sit there. She liked the middle. It was funny how round and weird it was. She always liked being able to see out to the front easily. I hate sitting in the middle because it's so small. Even when I was a kid. Well, you both buckled in and Ma got into the driver's seat. Tamarack told you about how she'd poke her Omi and or Oppa from that spot all the time. That sounds dangerous. Even though neither of them were in that car, she was happy to choose the middle anyway. She never wanted the middle, so it was good she'd take it. You like window seats? Didn't make a difference where you sat.
Nah, I don't care.
After Matt double-checked that everyone had their seatbelts on, she pulled out of the school lot. You tickled in the firm cushion because all of the vibrations in the car. The seatbelt wasn't just good for crashes, it also could stop you from slipping out of your seat on the bumpy roads. I suppose, yes. It was quiet, besides the humming sound that also came from the way the car moved. The world looked different from the back seat of a car. A blur of golds, browns, and red flitted out the corner of your eye. From what you could see ahead, there was an endless stream of blue coming at you. And then it all slowed down. You could see individual trees and each of the branches and the leaves that hadn't fallen, and the sky seemed more solid. Your neighborhood was already in reach. It had been a whole journey in the morning, walking with you and Tamarack. That trip only took a few minutes, driving with Ma and Tamarack again. Ma parked at the end of the road right in front of your house. It wasn't a garage to use, but it didn't really matter if you parked on the street. You couldn't block the path, even if it didn't go anywhere else. Oh yeah.
I'll find a way. just
That wasn't even what the sentence said. It said you can't block a path if it doesn't go anywhere else. That's not what I said. I said even if it doesn't go anywhere else. Completely different. Anyways. You cannot block it. It's like a circle in the end.
Yeah.
It's a cul-de-sac.
That's why you block it off at the beginning of the circle.
That's not where the house is, though. Whatever.
No, but you park sideways on the road, leading into the cul-de-sacs. People can't get in.
Wow, ass. What ass?
Yes. I'm only mentioning this because they said you couldn't block the path. And I'm like, yes, you can.
Not in the cul-de-sac.
No, not in.
I think that's probably what, also child logic, I guess.
I'll find a way.
Sure.
Ma, we need a bigger car.
Ma, get us a bigger car so we can block the road from all the peasants coming by. Only people allowed are you, me, Tamarack, and Tio. And their parents/grandparents. Nobody else is allowed in. You heard Tamarack got up and stood around together on the sidewalk.
Let's just park across here.
Yeah, I know.
So nobody can get in. It also seems like a quite narrow road, so maybe you don't
I think
even
this is
have
the
to.
art. I think this is the art.
Maybe.
Honestly.
Sometimes these are only only one car can go at a time because it's a short road, so it doesn't need to be any bigger. But whatever.
Don't worry about it.
But I do.
Don't worry about it.
But I do.
No.
It's
No. Thanks for driving, Damien's ma.
It's a good thing there's a comma in there.
Yeah. That's the point of commas. God damn it.
Otherwise...
I love those jokes. This is the it's time to eat, comma, grandpa, or it's time to eat, grandpa. I'm like, this is why commas are important, guys.
It's also just... If there wasn't a comma, then the question is, were you driving a car with Ma in it, or were you driving Ma?
We're not gonna take it to that. No,
I'm not.
We're stopping right here.
I didn't mean
no
it.
further.
I didn't mean that kind of sense. I was more you both got up on her and she went on all fours and just took us along.
Jesus Christ. We're stopping right here.
That's actually in Magic. In the new set.
You can't even stop anymore.
No. In Magic, there are two female characters, Chandra and Nissa, who have sort of a relationship. Mm-hmm. It's been a bit on and off because the company has been a bit on and off for whether they're actually, homosexual. Mm-hmm. Because, companies, problems, all that stuff.
Chickens.
But,
absolute chickens.
yeah.
You should just decide.
So, you have a card of Nisa that is a creature. And you have a card that can turn a creature into a vehicle. And you can then, with Chandra, her new card from the new set, she can drive vehicles. So you can have her mount Nisa.
Oh, my goodness.
It's kind of funny.
It's so funny. And it's so flip coin on which meaning you take from that, but we're not gonna go anywhere with that.
No. People are also generous. It's no, it's Nisa on all fours and Chandra on the back being like, woohoo, go!
Yeah, I know, but oh my goodness. Anyways.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
I mean, no, was that the previous set? No, that was an earlier set.
Doesn't matter.
They had a cowboy set at one point. So, I think that was the one that... Oh, no. It didn't turn her into a vehicle. It could turn her into a mount.
Not that that's any different.
Because...
in that sense.
A vehicle is... a vehicle is a construction. It's a thing. While a mount is a creature. But, anyways.
You can come to my house now. A lot happened since you talked about that in the classroom. Still, Tamarack hadn't forgotten the plans you made. A visit to the Bauman household. Am I invited too? That's right, your ma hadn't been there when Tamarack had come up with what you do after school. It was funny seeing Ma ask permission to go over to somebody's place. She was the person who was supposed to decide if it was okay to do something or not. But your ma was nice. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, you're loud.
Sorry.
Thank you. I've been hoping to meet the rest of our neighbors, but I waited for Damien to be here before making the rounds. Well, Chio's not here, so I guess we'll have to wait until in the evening for that.
Maybe.
Lead the way, Tamarack. Leave it to me. It's not really that far away. But
No.
Tamarack would have tried to do that even if Ma didn't ask her to. Yes, she would. The wannabe leader spun around to change direction and marched down the sidewalk towards the big gray house next to yours. There was no way you would let her take the lead. You stuck right by her while your ma went along after you both. Everything's a competition! As Tamarack got closer, her pace got faster. The steady stride had turned into a speedy skip by the time she'd reached the porch. She was eager to get home, or she wanted to make sure she arrived there first. It caught you off guard, and she pulled ahead. Tamarack smacked the doorbell and held it all the way down with her whole hand. Why would you need to do that? It's your own home. Yeah, it's just like...
I don't... Different families have different ways of doing things.
It wasn't the kind of doorbell you had to press over and over to get it to work. As long as you pushed it in, a deep chime rung throughout the walls. Speed button. Yeah.
Keep pressing it.
Ding dong, on and on. Tamarack squeezed the doorbell under her tiny hand. It wasn't gonna stop. Yuba acted like the parent she was and spoke down to the other kid here in the reassuring voice. I think it's okay. You can let go. Meow! Ma understood appropriate behavior in the grown-up world better than any elementary schooler could. And that wasn't it. But all the suggestion got was the same knowing assurance right back. No, it's okay. What if Omi is asleep? We'd be trapped outside forever. Tamarack wasn't an adult, but it was her house. She knew the rules. And for all you knew, she might have gotten to make up the rules herself. Maybe, but... Well, you ass off to try to urge Tamarack. Yeah. I love her. To free the cross button. The bell kept going. The door opened. Your nose realized it had happened before even your eyes could. It had got blasted with the perfume you smelled so fast, like a human-sized spray of air freshener went off. The person who answered the non-stop call of the bell was a lady with long, pale blonde hair going almost all the way down her back.
Holy shit, that's not what I expected.
You expected someone even older? Or what?
No.
Less fancy looking?
I expected poodle hair.
Oh, wow, okay. Most elderly people don't have that. You know.
I guess? I don't know. I have a small sample size.
I suppose. Like my grandparents don't have poodle hair. Not really.
No. But you do have a grandma with short hair.
Technically, they both have short hair right now. But that's because my father's mother changes her hair all the time. She doesn't naturally have curls either. She has wavy hair naturally, just like this.
But yeah, my mother's mother, poodle hair. But they're also from a bit of a different time period compared to your grandparents.
Probably.
Because my mom was the youngest one by quite a bit.
Yeah, so. And your parents are from like the 60s, right?
Yeah, they're boomers.
Yeah, it's like my mother's mother, who was the youngest one of my two grandmothers, is from 51, and my other grandmother is from 1940.
It might be from the early 70s.
No, that's my parents are from the early 70s, so definitely not. My father's from 73. Your parents are almost 10
How does
years
time
older.
work?
Your parents are almost 10 years older than mine, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm pretty sure they're from 60s.
Considering they're thinking about, retirement, yeah, definitely.
Her nose was tiny. That must have been how she lived with the smelliness.
Where?
You do know that you just get used to smells, right? I guess
What?
Damien doesn't know that. I guess Damien doesn't know that.
No.
She was smiling gently. Just about every part of her looked flowy and delicate. Only one thing was different. Her necklace. That was big and gold and seemed like it'd be pretty heavy. Okay.
I mean, it certainly is different from everything else.
Yes. Maybe she needed an anchor to stop herself from blowing away in the wind. Children's logic, I tell you what.
Wow.
I love it. Oh fuck, what voice to give this woman?
I'm here. No, she's not that old.
She's not that old.
I don't know.
I'm here. Welcome back, young lady. Just trying to make her sound deep but gentle is kind of hard. Why, and you've brought guests. Hello. Tamarack finally slipped her hand off the button. She needed it to wave. Hi, Omi!
It's like...
Hi! Immediately. Hello, good to meet you. I'm Opal Desmond. This is my son Damien. The two of us recently moved in. We arrived only yesterday.
Here's a midday.
Yeah. Ah. The voice, which is another fragile thing about her, strained in a high-pitched exclamation. Ah. Okay.
So a fragile voice.
Yeah, that's why I wanted it to be very gentle. I thought it was you. I heard you were coming after all. That's why I slipped up the porch and left the welcome mat. You don't normally have that out.
That's...
What?
Is that an American thing?
I don't know.
Or maybe it's a German thing? Considering?
I don't fucking know.
You know, Baumann.
I think I would have heard of it if it was a German thing.
Yeah.
Since we're neighbors to Germany, literally. Whatever. Oh, that was you. Oh, no. She did it for our house. Ah! I understand. She swept the porch on our house and left out a welcome mat for us. Makes more sense now, thank you.
Okay,
It was just a friendly gesture.
Yes.
I appreciate the gesture. Yes, it was my little way of greeting the newcomers to our quiet street. Yes, oh gosh. You had known that man was out of place in front of the Warren house, and then the mystery was solved. This time the culprit was Tamarack's family member rather than Tamarack herself. Yeah, okay, I suppose.
Old Lady Baumann!
Yeah, old lady Baumann! There's also an old man Baumann in there somewhere.
Hey, I don't know if he did it. I had anything in it.
Yeah. Mrs. Baumann chattered on, leaving people unexpected stuff was nothing and normal. Okay. My name is that supposed to be pronounced in German or not? I'm not sure.
Just go with Dorothea.
Yeah. My name is Dorothea. Tamarack is my only granddaughter. Her father is my only son. Alright. Makes sense.
Okay.
And I do have a husband, Ernst. He's still alive, but I ought to introduce him to you myself. Lord knows he won't do it on his own.
Yeah, okay. So, definitely he did not have anything to do with it. Whoops. Finger twitched.
She pressed the top of her hand to her forehead, craning back. The dangles on her necklace clinked against each other. Mrs. Baumann acted very tired. That's how it is when you're married for a long time, innit? Definitely know that feeling. And I haven't even been married.
Am I that bad?
No, it's not solely you. Same thing about Christian sometimes.
Oh,
Lord knows he won't do anything about that.
I mean, Christian is a very typical guy.
Yeah. Therefore. Anyways, it's not the point.
No.
And it probably was an act. You have to think so, since she sounded amused. It was like having a hard time. Having a hard time was how she had a good time. Sometimes children's logic and writing is a little bit weird. Crotchety or crotchety?
Crochetti,
Crochetti. Okay.
I think. If you see a... No, actually it could be crotchety.
Yeah.
Like, humped over, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
If you see a crotchety old man wandering about, that's him. Don't worry, he's not mean, even if he looks it. Just remember that Mr. Bauman is more afraid of you than you are of him. Nice!
Wow.
It is good to meet the both of you, Opal and Damien. The last part of introduction wasn't for you and I, it was just towards you. You can call me Granny. Of course, you can call her Granny. Alright, Granny!
Oh.
You'd be like, Omi is German. Am I allowed to do that, Ma? How come you're Granny to some people and Omi to Tamarack? I won't do that. You're not my grandma. You stared up at your mom. You don't have to do that.
Is that loud? I was hoping that there would have been a choice of it's Sir Damien to you.
Old lady.
I like this one because it's just kind of like, oh, but he's German.
He's German.
And you're like,
yes.
Yes. Your point being,
I love that sentence. You're just blurting out a fact like, be proud, I know German.
See her eyes widen.
Yeah. she's like smirk like,
yeah.
Oh, you know, do you? That's right. Did Tamarack tell you, or were you already familiar? I already knew. Ah! Well, we did make a choice to say we already knew that, so that's why. You're such a bright child. What do you think of calling me Granny too?
What?
No, just continue. It comes back to the same thing. Well, you just said Omi is German for Granny. You knew that, so she's like, you can also call me Granny. No problem. You can just stare at your mom. Not allowed.
I wanna.
I don't wanna. I just love the choice of just staring at her and be like, I'm not allowed to do that. Just look up at your mom like, Don't worry, you can call Mrs. Bauman anything you like as long as it isn't rude. Oh, then you would. Alright, Mom gave permission. I'll call you Granny. She smiled at you, wide and welcoming. Meeting you meant getting a new grandson. Aw, it's so sweet. Hi, Omi. I'm here. I'm back. I'm home. Tamarack got into the conversation with a sharp grin and her eyes tight. She flapped one of her too long sleeves to draw even more attention.
Her eyes tight?
Her brows tight. Is that what I said?
I'm not sure. It sounded like you said eyes.
I don't know.
But maybe you said brows.
Bryce. I don't fucking know. Anyways. Tania's my best friend. What about you? Is you not your best friend? Maybe they're both best friends.
Nope.
That announcement caught everyone by surprise, including you, the person it was about. Wait, what? We're best friends? Mrs. Bauman's eyes got way bigger than you thought they could with how they look normally. I didn't know that. When did you make a best friend? Yesterday!
Damien's like, what?
What?
Best friend? Damn it.
Well, you can't have a crush on him yet, so.
No.
Yeah, I was like, yesterday. She said so shockingly, like her granny was silly for not being able to figure that out. Tamarack really thought you were her best friend?
That was the best thing ever!
Yeah. You didn't even know what to do, though you did notice the way your mouth was watching the matching happy expressions on Tamarack's and your face. Mrs. Bauman was as enthused as her granddaughter and her best friend. Oh, please, come inside, I insist. We need to get acquainted. No one had ever insisted you see their house before, unless what Tamarack said at school counted. I guess that's why Tamarack was that confident about saying you could come over and why she told you to do it instead of asked. Her granny had the same attitude about people visiting. That would be lovely. Mrs. Bauman went deeper into her home, footsteps already echoing in the closed-up space. Tamarack bounded after her. Let's go, Damien. You and Ma were following behind Tamarack again, though this time it was her grandma who got to lead everyone. Ma shut the door after herself. The outside... Apollo!
What?
That was a chirp!
Oh.
The outside cold wasn't invited. Fuck you, cold weather.
Damn.
I mean, kind of what I expected, honestly. This is America.
I wasn't sure after...
How she looked?
Seeing how she looked, I was like... Candy.
Yeah, of course there's candy.
Candy?
It didn't only smell like old people inside the house. The air was stiff like it had gotten old too.
This reminds me more of my...
Your
great-grandmother.
Yeah, great-grandmother. Yeah, same.
Rather than grandparents.
But this is also America, so...
Yeah.
It's a little bit different there. You see a lot of grandparents, at least in media, that has homes that look like these. So.
Suddenly, also my mother's parents were like this, but they're also older.
Yeah.
So.
Like, my father's mother is also a little bit of the older type when it comes to some furniture, but I don't think she would ever forgive herself if she lived in a house that has fucking floral painting on the fucking walls. I don't think she likes that. So here we are as well.
Yeah.
There is that. The staircase went up and a narrow hallway went deeper inside. Huge flowers patterned the wall. Huge flower patterns the paper plastered over the walls, when you could see the walls anyway, because of all the shit. My brain got a little confused. Like, I wanted to say patterned the wall, but I guess they patterned the paper plastered over the walls.
Huge flowers
patterned the paper
plastered over the walls.
There's a lot of P's there. You're rhyming, Damien. Yeah, you're rhyming a lot there. The hall was crowded with shelves and tables, and those were cluttered with more things. Yeah, I couldn't live with myself in a home and I just had where the walls were just plastered with things. It'd be too cluttered. It was sort of like walking through a museum, with all the fancy pieces to see, but it also reminded you of a storage closet that was stuffed with things you have nowhere else to put. So maybe a closet in a museum?
No, that would be way more compact.
Yeah, and dusty, and you wouldn't be able to see it, but child logic, who cares?
The storage space for museums are not dusty.
They can be very dusty. Just not the articles themselves, because they're covered in stuff, yes.
Also, people clean in there. It's not like it doesn't get cleaned in there.
No, but there's just more dust in there than there would be in a museum. Doesn't get cleaned as often. Museums get cleaned every day.
What if it's a museum about dust?
Why would we have a museum about dust?
Because dust have changed over the years? It has.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And again, why would that be interesting? You know, about dust itself.
You don't find it interesting that back in the day, dust was just kind of something you could blow off of things, and today it's very sticky?
I mean, I find it interesting in the context of why. I don't find dust itself interesting.
Yeah. know. I hadn't thought of that far.
They didn't know any museum or closet that had colorful candy sitting in a worn silver dish the way this house did. Silver dish? What the fuck are you on about? Is that not glass? Colorful candy sitting in a worn silver dish.
Since when is a silver dish see-through?
Exactly.
Like glass.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Damien? Do you need glasses? Do we have glasses? I forget. I don't think so. No, we don't have glasses.
But he is squinting his eyes all the time.
I think he needs glasses. he was like, it's shiny, so it must be silver.
Yeah.
Not thinking that you could see through it.
There were two kinds. Bright see-through heart candies and see-through plastic wrappers. And pale taffies you couldn't see through that were twisted up in waxy paper. He's just talking about the candies.
The hard candy and the taffies, I assume.
Yeah.
Or maybe this one's mixed. I
don't know.
Oh, fucking no.
Ma passed by you, not even looking at the candy bowl. How dare she not even look at it? The side table is almost much closer to your height than hers. It was right in front of your fucking face. Ma, Mrs. Bowman, can I have candy? You took candy because it had to be there for guests, and you were a guest. Wait, I want some candy. Give me candy, Mom.
I love one of these two.
Yeah.
I don't know which one to go for. Because this one is like forceful, but you're asking kind of, or you're stating that you want it instead of just taking it. But yeah, it's out there, you know. For guests, we're guests. Take candy.
Yes, take candy.
Let's not be a complete ass.
What? Oh. Yvonne glanced behind her, finally taking note of the offering near the front of the door. That's up to Mrs. Bauman. Of course, take whatever you like.
Takes the entire bowl.
Okay! Takes the entire bowl, walks with you. Well, if you do, you can't eat it. Can't eat it all today. But I wanted the entire bowl!
I want it all! And I want it now!
Yes. Go on now.
That's a song.
Okay.
I want it all. I want it all.
I don't know the rest of it.
I want it now.
Give me the candy!
Mama, I just killed someone because I wanted candy.
Psychopath right there. Actually, no, not psychopath. Sociopath.
Sociopath, yeah.
That was an impulse. It was very impulsive.
Yeah. It's just like, sees candy, somebody's in the way, stab!
Yeah.
Gets candy.
You're in the way!
Like fucking birds.
No.
It's like, you're in the way, bite!
Yeah. Thank you! You took heart candy, a taffy, one of the heart candies, and one of the taffies. A handful of candies, getting some of both! Yes. The wrappers crinkled when you dug your fingers into the pile. Your fingers got sticky. You could tell that the treats were as old as everything else there. But candy was candy.
Yes.
Yeah. That is how it is when you go to a grandparents' place.
I mean, yeah. So that's the reason why most of them keep hard candy. Because hard candy has a harder time going bad compared to taffy.
Yeah. But even taffy holds for a long time if it's the cheap stuff. Most people have.
And we are in America, so there's probably a lot of preservatives in it too.
You tucked them into your pocket and caught up to the others before you lost sight of them. You just take the entire bowl and be like... There!
No, just take up your backpack, open it up, put it all in.
I'm ready! And your mom just looks over at the bowls that are empty and you're like... Damien, what did I just say? I said don't eat them all!
No. She only said we're not allowed to eat them all today.
Yeah.
So we're bringing
for later and tomorrow and the next week, Mom. But in reality, you will eat them when you come home and they'll be gone before the day. Fucking know it.
You'll have a stomachache.
Yeah.
From eating all the candy.
Yeah.
I've never had a stomachache from eating too much candy though.
It usually only happens for me if I eat sugar-free candy. But that makes sense. You get a stomachache much easier from artificial sweetener. Because it does upset your stomach because you can't absorb it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I always heard that term,
Yeah.
like people saying that you'll get a stomachache from eating too much candy, and I'm like, what? No.
I mean, I can get full from eating candy, but I don't think that's what they meant.
I have never tried to have a stomachache eating candy, and I have eaten a fuck ton of candy at times.
Yeah.
So, what are you on about?
Yeah.
It sometimes feels like the don't make that grimace for too long. Your face will get stuck that way kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's actually true that, you know, eating all that sugar and stuff. But the fuck do I know? Yeah. I haven't encountered it.
Tamarack's granny showed the way down a hall and through a big opening in the wall. Past that was the living room. I assume just straight ahead.
This would look like the living room.
No, I don't think so.
That's definitely the kitchen.
Yeah. But it says way down a hall, so I would assume that it's down there at the end.
Yeah.
That in there could just be an office or something else.
Well, through that door, that's a dining room.
Yeah, that's a dining room.
Because there's also the
chandelier.
Chandelier.
It's kind of a chandelier lamp.
I suppose. Swing from the chandelier. From the chandelier.
Okay.
Songs.
You have a lot of songs in your brain today.
Yeah. Well, it's reminding me of a lot of songs. So, it's not my fault.
Or not. When Granny crossed the rock that was also flowered and sat down in a smooth green chair, she didn't call it that. This just screams American grandmother.
What?
It's just you think it's the living room, but Granny didn't call it that, so you're coming confused now.
But that's definitely the carpet we saw to the side.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Maybe they have more than I don't fucking know. It just says down the hall, which is why I'm like, can't be right beside us because we're literally in the door opening. I'm very confused.
Well, it's what we saw before might not like we don't have a clear view of how far from the door that view we had or the outer door was from what we were seeing.
No, I would just assume that it would be pretty close.
I mean, there was also the talk about, like, you know, taking candy and then from there on, you know, moving down the hall. So, I don't know.
No, doesn't matter. This is the drawing room. I come here and I sit on my throne and entertain our guests. That is a very old room we don't use anymore.
The fuck's a drawing room?
It's usually a room in an estate that is used to welcome guests when you have them over. Apparently they didn't have living rooms, so...
What's the Danish word for that?
I don't know.
Because I might know the Danish word. I don't remember what it's called, but I recognize what you're saying, like, you know, welcoming guests and such in such a room. I definitely heard about that. But
it's before living rooms was really a thing.
Yeah. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. You can take a seat, but do be careful. These are antiques. What's up?
Where's the plastic? The plastic covers. To, you know, keep them from being less new.
No, that's not how this works here.
That's how it is some places.
Yeah. Tamarack just hovered around the table. Hearing adults talk was one thing, but sitting down and doing nothing while listening to it was asking for too much. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Then where's all your pencils and paper for drawing? You joke.
Oh shit, that was a joke.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Can I go back?
No, I don't think you can go back.
Fick. Oh well.
It's fine, Leo. Miles spoke right away, knowing when you were kidding. Her smile then carried over to Mrs. Bauman. You won't find that here. That's not what a drawing room means. However, Tamarack has colored pencils in her bedroom. Yeah, I do. I've got all the colors in the rainbow and even more.
How the fuck does that make sense?
How does that make sense, Tamarack? The rainbow literally covers every color. That's the point of the rainbow.
Every color.
At least every color that the sun gets through the ozone layer, which is almost every color.
Every color we can see.
No, every color that the sun allows through. There are a fair few like spectrums that doesn't get through the ozone layer, which is why the sun looks orange and not white.
Yeah.
But it's so little. It's like, I don't think you have over 1,000 color pencils, Tamarack. Therefore, I don't think you have more colors than the rainbow.
Doesn't change the fact that it is also the only colors we can really see.
Yes.
Because there's a huge part we cannot see.
Yeah.
It's a very small amount.
Like infrared and ultraviolet.
Yeah. Also, when it comes to ultraviolet, I understand that when you have the light, it looks purple. That's not the color of ultraviolet.
You can't see it.
You can't see it. It looks purple because that's the only part you can see.
Yeah, because it's basically ultraviolet. It's past the violet we can see, because violet is the highest we can see there.
Yeah. And because it's a light, there will obviously be some color, and that color is going to be violet because it's closest to what we're dealing with.
Yeah. You want to sit down? Do you not want to sit down?
I wanted to go over to Tamarack, but that's not an option.
You can just say you didn't want to sit down. You'd rather keep looking around.
I suppose.
Tamarack and you did not agree with Mrs. Bauman and Ma on what was fun to do in visiting. Ma settled into a couch cushion and leaned against the armrest to get even cozier.
That couch looked like it sucks.
Yeah, but that's how they looked. No one had taken the warning about antiques very seriously. Okay.
What?
What do you mean? Mrs. Bauman didn't say anything over that, though she did go on to say many other things. The two ladies talked about each other and their kid and grandkid. Tamarack's grandma was retired, you found out. I'm not surprised, but okay. Good to know, I guess. Our husband was supposed to be too, she said with a strong opinion on that matter. Mrs. Bauman explained to Ma how he was constantly taking on temporary consulting jobs. So, on paper, he's kind of retired, but he keeps taking like small jobs for consulting. Okay.
I know those kinds of people.
And if not for that, then he was being taken out for dinner or lunch or something else so people could pick his brain for advice casually even if he couldn't be an actual employee. At least he gets free dinner or lunch.
It's just, we definitely have a lot of those kinds of people in my family.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Picking brains sounded like such a cool thing, but really it wasn't. As opposed to a kid, it would. It was because of that you started paying attention to the words shared between grown-ups more closely. Mrs. Bauman and Ma were still talking. It's as if these people think half the town will fall apart without him. Oh, he was in construction work, remodeling, refurbishing, repairs. I see, a very apt comparison then. They both laughed, though Ma's polite chuckle didn't compare to Granny's hearty cackle.
What is a cackle?
I don't know.
How does a cackle sound?
I don't know.
I've always heard it, but I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be.
I don't know what a cackle. What is the definition of a cackle? Let us see here.
It's a laugh.
Yeah, I know, but specifically.
It's a cackle.
A loud, harsh laugh.
Holy shit, she's a witch!
Witches do usually cackle, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you hear it. But that's also because usually witches are old. I also often hear old people cackle.
I can't imagine the sound of cackling, so I don't know if I've ever heard anyone cackle. I don't fucking know.
Now, it's true that there's always something or another going wrong somewhere. Golden Grove isn't as young as it used to be. I could kind of guess that. But there's only so much he can do when he's as aged as those derelict buildings themselves. The fun thing
Also,
is,
I
I only
it's...
know what derelict means because of a fucking webtoon.
I'm pretty sure it's derelict.
You think?
If I remember correctly, but I might be wrong.
I don't know if I can find a pronunciation or phonetic linkage for it.
Derelict.
Found it. Check. Transcription.
Searching time. At least we don't have to worry about AI on Google. Because I don't know if it's in the entirety of EU that's like that, but at least in Denmark, we don't have AI on Google. Which is fucking nice! Fuck AI. Get fucked. Go die in a fire or something, I don't know.
It's apparently both a British and an American way to pronounce it. I was right. Derelict.
Is that not what I said?
No, you said derelict.
Well, I was also putting more pressure on it to, I don't know. Never mind. I don't even remember how you said it anymore, so...
I think I said derelict, but because it had that.
Cockalictic?
Sure. The opening and slamming of a door followed her declaration. For a second
Of independence.
For a second, you thought this house might be haunted too. I mean, we talked about that in the other one, right? Heavy steps came back after the bang, and then a man you'd never seen passed by the opening in the hall.
Oh my god, a ghost!
Opa! One hand gripped the armrests, and the other swinging out towards your ma. Mrs. Bauman lifted herself off the swirly patterned cushion.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's swirly.
Yeah.
Definitely what you call swirly compared to the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But this one also has swirls.
Yeah, but that's more like a flower pattern.
Yeah. It's a floral pattern. I would say technically they're both floral, but whatever.
That one's more swirly.
Oh, yeah, but that's more...
It's not what you typically call them. That's him, right now. Ronnie abruptly called out as she'd caught sight of a rare animal in the wild and needed the rest of the team to get over there while they had the chance. I mean, isn't it like that? He's always away.
I know that kind of person.
Yeah. Look, there he is!
Look, it's Bigfoot!
Yeah.
And all you get is like a blurry ass fucking photo.
Yeah. Gone with the wind. Though that wasn't right. Yelling would only scare the peaceful animal away. Instead, maybe she was trying to catch a shooting star before it disappeared for good. Okay, Damien.
That's okay.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You suddenly have some weird thoughts.
Yeah. Hello there. Except that one didn't work either, because Mrs. Bauman was able to make the meteor still. Mrs. Bauman stood suspended in space, silently staring through the wall hole into the drawing room. Hello there, mister.
Why are you calling it a wall hole?
Because Damien doesn't know what else to call it! He doesn't know the word! He's only 10! Did you know what it was called when you were 10?
Considering all the other words he knows, that's why I'm asking.
Doesn't mean you know what it is if you've never seen it before in your life. You know?
Maybe? I don't know. He reminds me of... Oh, I forget the guy's name.
Oh.
You remember the Chocomel ads?
The what?
Chocomel. That, you know.
Oh.
Chocolate.
Oh. The meme guy, I see.
Yeah, the meme guy. He kind of reminds me of him.
Except he isn't smiling. But yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
Tamarack's Opa was very grey. His full suit, his doll shoes, and his short hair. What was mysterious were his eyes. They might have been grey too, or maybe you were tricked by all the other greyness and they were actually blue. Or they're grey-blue, like most people. From Europe.
Europe?
Or at least from the Central/Western Europe. He pushed his hat higher up on his forehead with a large hand, slow and steady. Good luck.
Afternoon.
Why is he sounding British?
You think that was British? You think that was British?
Yeah, it sounds slightly British.
Afternoon.
Afternoon! I'm
Afternoon.
German, yes!
Yeah?
His voice cemented an impression that had started to build on him. It was a low, grumbling voice. The tone sounded the way his scratchy beard and bushy eyebrows must have felt.
Not that.
Morning to you!
Not that he necessarily has a German accent.
No, I don't think they do. His name is Ernst.
It's mostly. The family have most likely have been here for generations, I
Yeah.
assume. But still, a lot.
But apparently he has a scratchy voice.
Yeah. But a lot of their, like, old values still stick.
The sturdy older man, collarless and rough, was basically a stone statue that had come to life somehow. And was the absolute total opposite of Mrs. Bauman. I cannot say anything else. Hi, Opa. This is Damien and his ma. They're the people in the other house.
The neighbors.
What I got from that, because he's looking to the side, is Dingleberg.
Their neighbors.
Yeah. That's kind of the energy I got from that. I don't know why. I think he was really just mumbling a thought, but... Mr. Bauman mumbled briefly in response, and his eyes shifted away from the seating area. He wasn't talking about the news, but you got the impression he was thinking about it.
Good day.
Good day to you. He turned his body to match in the
Guten
direction...
Tag!
Guten Tag! Fine. Go hide in your cave. We'll be here if you decide to join us after all. No, she sounded British. I don't know why. Mrs. Bauman showed her surrender and creakily lowered herself into the chair again. Bye. I love how he was like, good day, and just starts walking.
Because that's about one of the only accents you could do.
I can kind of do German accent, but I didn't think that would fit them either. So.
Also, you tend to speak in that kind of accent naturally, so...
I tend to speak in West Country, but that's also British. It is just pre-American. Dinner will be ready in a couple of hours. You at least can't miss that. Mr. Bauman made his escape without looking back. He probably could miss that if he tried. Where were we? Oh, I remember. Tamarack's grandpa had only said a few real words. You could count them on one hand, basically. Her granny had to... What?
Wow.
Yeah. Her granny had to have said 100,000 times more than that and still had more to go.
Well, considering the generation they're from...
Not surprised.
No.
As a child, you still wonder,
Yeah. My dad is definitely more chatty than this person. But these, I would assume, would also be part of the, what's it called? The silent generation? I believe that's what it's called. Right?
I don't know. What do you mean by silent generation?
That's what the generation is called.
Which generation?
The ones right after World War II. The ones who lived through the Depression.
No, the Depression was before World War II. It's in the 30s. So no.
Generation. Yeah, okay, yes. They could have been born before 45. We don't know how old they are. I think.
My grandmother is from 40, so.
Yeah.
But she's also old at this point.
Yeah. So, yeah, the silent generation. Also known as the traditionalist generation.
That's true.
It's the Western demographic cohort following the greatest generation and preceding the baby boomers. The generation is generally defined as people born from 28 to 48 or 45. I would definitely think they're from that.
Me too.
And yes, it's very much from that generation where it's like the men don't really say much and the women are just chatty as fuck. Chatty like...
because the women didn't have work.
Yeah, chatty like...
What else did they have to do? They would take care of the guests and the man would go and work.
Yeah.
Even when he's retired, he works. He is such a fucking traditionalist.
Yep.
You can't stop working.
Nope.
But your mom was talking too, and you could tell she wasn't ready to be done. She had her listening face on, not her "how soon can I get it to stop" expression. Bah, you can't keep talking forever. It's boring! So what, you're just standing around and fidgeting with your feet? For the first time in a while, Ma looked at you instead of one of the three Baumans. When being a guest, she gave her attention to the gracious hosts, unless something interrupted that. Don't worry, dear. You only need to be patient a little longer. I worked to reassure you, but Tamarack wasn't doing better with it. No kid could survive doing nothing that long. Especially not Tamarack.
No.
Since her grandpa left, she'd been staring at the window and doing that thing where she bumped her back around. She used her hip instead of her butt this time. But the way Granny daintily placed her hands in her lap, she really did look like a queen on her throne. You had to wonder, was she a kind of queen or an evil queen? Or kind queen or an evil queen?
Was she a kind of queen or an evil of queen?
You know, it's just children's logic, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the way it was structured. Why don't we let the two young friends play in the backyard while us old folks stay here to talk?
We have to go outside.
When you go outside. You wouldn't go far, would you, Tamarack and Damien? And we'd come to get you when it's time to leave. Would that be acceptable, Opal?
Opal.
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 She was the most generous queen in the history of the kingdom. That would be great. Excellent suggestion. Tamarack's back stopped jingling. That was the only reason you heard her intent whisper. Come on, Damien. We're going. Going outside. Neither of you had officially been given permission to leave before she zoomed out of the room and around the corner. What do you mean? They literally just gave permission.
Well, yeah, no,
She
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Around the corner in the same direction, her Opa had vanished too.
But it was also more the case that they had just, talked about it. Yeah. Nothing had been, as you said, officially agreed.
Said, "Oh yeah, go do that." You hadn't been the only one who wanted to get away. You bolted after her, making sure to dodge obstacles in the unfamiliar house.
New music.
Oh, yeah. Luckily, they were all pushed against the walls. The only place clear of clutter was straight down the middle of the hall. So fucking narrow by the stairs. Don't run in the hall, please. Knowing well that the warning wasn't gonna change anything, Mrs. Bowen sighed in resignation. Fine. No one listens to a word I say. Oh, poor woman.
Yeah.
Past the living room, there were doors to unknown places and another hole in the wall that went to a kitchen.
Luckily for her, they're probably from the later part of the generation. So, because if you are part of the earlier generation, there's a big chance that the woman would not be allowed to talk. She just had to be silent.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That's how it was with my mother's parents. She didn't really say much.
Women talk with women.
Yeah.
When they were alone.
Yeah. She never really said much and was just in the kitchen doing whatever unless we were eating.
Or cleaning, for that matter, or laundry, or whatever. Doing all the household chores, which takes all day. I read this already.
You have?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. A hole that went to the kitchen. I already said this.
A hole that went to the kitchen?
Yeah.
A hole in the wall that went to the kitchen. No, just a hole somewhere.
That went into a kitchen. That's what Damien said.
Goes to the kitchen.
The two of you scrambled towards the end of the house where there was a back door. Tamarack yanked it open and bounded through. Your turn was next.
This is definitely American. They never took off their shoes.
No, I guess not.
None of them took off their shoes.
No.
Don't know if...
And not in my home, that's for fucking sure. I don't care if they come from America. Take the fucking shoes off.
Yeah.
And you're
It's
getting
like-
fucking slippers.
It's even worse in this case because she has carpets all over the place.
Yeah.
We don't have carpets, luckily, because
No.
fuck carpets, honestly. Seriously, they suck. They're impossible to clean.
Sucks ass, especially when you have a bird. It's like, you know what, never mind.
Or a cat who sometimes, very rarely, very, very rarely, could end up peeing on it.
Yeah. Because it's different than the rest of the floor. And she doesn't want to pee in her litter box because it stinks of her own poop.
Because
And she can't cover!
Yeah, because she doesn't cover it. She clearly knows how to. Because I think there's a small piece of her poop out in the hallway to the bathroom and toilet.
Yeah.
Because I saw her earlier today, where she was like, she sniffed it and then went over it and pawed towards it. I did that a few times before walking away because nothing was changing. So she knows how to, but for some reason in the fucking litter box, I don't know. I go at the wall.
Yeah.
That'll work, right? Or go out of the halfway out of the litter box and then claw at the bathroom mat.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
A couple uneven wooden steps led from the house to the ground. They were bent inwards, like after being pressed down so many times, they stayed stunk. Stunk.
Stunk.
You didn't add to that pressure because you jumped clear over them into the fresh, freezing air.
Is it really that cold? I guess it would be that cold, considering that
It's awesome. And I think they live in the northern states. So.
they do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they live in some northern state.
Okay, I don't know.
Invisible ribbons or perfume blew off your clothes, unable to stretch past the doorway. You hit the ground and could smell the dirt. Just like Chiyu's backyard, Tamarack's house had no fence around it. There was no way to tell when the yard stopped and the forest began. It was even more impossible to see where the forest ended. It might go for forever. That was all that was the same for the two places, though. Instead of Chiyu's secret hideout, there was a fancy table with 2 chairs that looked like it was there for Tamarack's grandparents. And hanging from a thick branch was a rope-strung tire swing. That part of the place had to be for their granddaughter. Woo!
I keep thinking the birds are making noise.
It's just the music.
It's just the music because it's over. It's exactly at the point where it sounds like it's coming from the cage.
Yeah.
And it's fucking with me.
They're quiet.
Yeah.
Tamarack hauled a cry of freedom and skipped down the small stone path, never touching a blade of grass.
Like, Braveheart. Freedom!
Fucking Scottish, innit?
Yeah.
She hefted the messenger bag over her shoulders, chucked it aside with a thunk, and flung herself through the hole of the tire. Woo!
Holy shit.
Yeah, all I could see of Tamarack then were her little legs kicking up in the air and her arms spread out past the width of the tire. So she was floating. She just went right straight through and woohoo! Nice.
She's adorable.
Yeah. The swing slowly twisted on its rope until it brought her eager face around. Hi, Damien! He grinned at her and went over. Tamarack's upright legs snapped down and she plunged or plunged?
Plunged.
Yeah, plunged the tips of her boots into the soft earth below.
Yeah. Reminds me of
English language, I swear to God.
of a joke I think you showed me the other day. Was like I think it was referencing, I don't remember what languages it was referencing, but some languages where it's like it's speaking how it's spoken how it's written, and then
like
it's
Spanish and Italian, I think.
yeah, and then an English person is like, this is the same with English, and it's like, no.
No. Someone mockingly spelled every word like they would be pronounced.
Yeah. And yeah, plunged. Plunged?
Yeah. Plunged.
Or plunged.
Yeah.
But no, plunged.
Yeah. Well, it was like plung? No, that sounds wrong. Plunged.
Yeah. Suddenly the G becomes an SH sound.
As I'm saying, English language is fucking weird.
Yeah.
But so is the Danish language, so whatever.
Yeah.
Regard.
Yeah, it is.
Because the Danish language just has a bunch of consonants that starts spoken. What's up?
I was just thinking about some examples.
Oh. It's fine. You're supposed to stop the tire from doing another spin, except she couldn't stop it all the way. The turning swing twisted her to the side. Tamarack held firm, jerking futilely, and the tire to center it again.
Is that how you're supposed to pronounce it?
You can pronounce the word both futile and futile, compared to if you're British or American.
Oh, that's not what I
guess.
mean.
Oh.
It's just like futilely.
Yeah. It wouldn't make sense
It
to
sounds
say futilely.
weird to
Yeah.
me.
It wouldn't
but-
make sense to say futilely, so
No.
futilely.
No, exactly. That also sounds weird. It's like, well, I suppose. I don't fucking know.
But none of that meant she couldn't keep talking to you. She happily explained how it all came to be. Obi and Appa got this just for me. They're too old to use a tire swing. Yeah, of course they are. But sure.
That depends on how fit they are.
I assume they're just old, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're old, retired people who don't do work.
Retired, yeah. Very tired. Someone doesn't want to be.
That wasn't my point.
No, I know.
But yeah, definitely like, or it's like you're not really doing much exercise, so.
I also just think it's just child logic again. She's like, they got this just for me. They're all so old. They must be too old for this, since they got it for me. Kind of child logic, right? It'd be funny to see them try to.
Yeah.
Thinking about it made you laugh. She snickered too. That'd be a terrible idea. They can't bend over that much. Alright, Tamarack. But then she wiggled her body and dug her shoes in even harder, trying to get out. Let's play something. Wait, I can get in too. Wait, I can sit on top. Oh my god. Discreetly already twisting away from you. You're gonna smush me!
That's exactly the kind of thing she'd be totally down with.
Yeah. She'd be like, fun! That's all she needs.
Yeah.
You came in from the same direction she went through. The tire had turned so much it was easy to do. You collapsed into the loop, kind of crushing Tamarack, but not all the way. It was so crowded, not only because there were two kids, but you had to remember to take your bag off first. Oh well! They would be stuck now. That would be so funny if they had to scream for help. They couldn't get out because they're both stuck.
Well, I just imagine them coming out and be like, well, they're not going anywhere. Let's go back inside.
Sadly, I think the grandma would be a little bit too... she would be like, oh, goodness, no. Let me help you get out.
I mean, our ma would also be that way.
Yeah.
So.
But I could see her more being like, they're not hurt. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's have you giggle and let the tires spin you slowly, dragging your tangle of legs behind you. No matter which way it faced, you still saw each other. Then Tamarack wriggled around again. It bumped you and made the tires sway even more. But she wanted out. You both pushed against the rubbery walls, encasing you and each other, until, together, you slipped out backwards. Oh, thank God I could get out both of them! And landed in the grass in a big lump. Tamarack immediately sprang to her feet and began to move further away from the swing. Something was happening, or was about to happen. You stood up too and went after her. She pressed her fisted hands into her hips and spoke without turning around. Tamarack's hair fluttered animatedly. Yeah, animatedly, right? Animatedly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, animatedly with each word she nodded while talking. That made it look like a fluffy gold sheep was the one saying it.
I love her hair.
Her hair's great.
Yeah. I want that kind of hair.
We better start soon. It's gonna get dark. Start what? Finding some good stuff. Okay.
Are we gonna go mushroom hunting? You know, the good stuff?
Yeah, that's the good stuff. There's a lot of it out there, you know. She reached down to collect her big bag, hooking it around her shoulder like normal. That's when she turned around and you were faced with Tamarack herself instead of the sparkly land side of her. Have you been to this place before? Not to this town. I only came here when I moved yesterday, you know? I told you this! But I'm from... into a place. Into your former home. Casperg! Really? That's amazing. And we're the same again. I haven't been here a long time either.
learned a lot already about outside and everything. All the forests in the world are different, and some places don't even have forests. I mean, yeah, they have deserts or other things.
Yes.
Plains? The city?
This one's great because there's mushrooms and rose hips and acorns and great rocks and more.
I like you started with mushrooms.
She probably just likes mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. I'm just making a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Jokes.
I can show you good spots to find things since you're newer to this forest than me.
I don't need your help.
I'm gonna get everything before you even have a chance.
She gasped, but the air she sucked in worked like inflating a balloon bigger. She glared even more confidently than before.
Then I won't show you anything. Good. I'll find your places anyway, and better ones too.
At the same time, though in opposite directions, you and Tamarack began your competing treasure hunts along the edge of the forest. In bushes, at the base of trees, under rocks, across low-hanging branches, around fallen logs, nothing was left unexamined. When Tamarack found something worth saving, she placed it on the widest, flattest stone in the path. That was to keep her fingers free to do more collecting. When you unearthed something worth taking with you, you left it on the lowest step instead. The paths grew rapidly as the two of you dashed back and forth from the clearing near the house and the wilderness a few feet away. Just like in class, Tamarack was fully focused on and squinting hard. She only ever stopped snooping to rub her tattered sleeve ends into her eyelids, then kept going. Maybe dirt was getting in her eyes, how close she kept getting to the ground. She's the kind of person who's like, I like this.
But we do also know that she's gonna get glasses later, so
Yeah.
It's probably-
She can at least. I think not all of her sprites have. So it's compared to who do you choose? Yeah, like hairstyles and some distinguishing things is compared to what you do throughout the previous step. So she can get, but I also think there are some sprites without it. Yeah, but that doesn't mean she looks like that. She also can have long hair as a young adult.
Yeah, but
Doesn't mean she'll get glasses. You could also get contacts.
I suppose.
Yeah, that's step 2. So you could also have long hair in that one. So it's usually compared to what choices you make, or if you, at least I know in beginnings and always, you can kind of choose to change their outfit.
It was more the case that she is gonna get something to help her see better.
I agree. She has bad eyesight.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And for most people, you get glasses. It's not really that many people I know that really gets contact lenses, and my sister does. But I think she also doesn't like the idea of having glasses on.
No.
So I like glasses. It's an
Accessory?
Thank you. That can, give you a face or make your face look different. And I like that.
Yeah.
So.
These did get stuck in her hair, same as the first time you'd ever seen her.
Like if I really wanted to, I probably didn't have to have wear glasses, but I got checked once and found out I could use glasses, and I was like, okay, let's use glasses. And from then on, I just kind of, liked the idea of having glasses.
Yeah.
I can understand for a lot of people who get them when they're quite young that it can be annoying. Because they could be in the way, people can tease you about it, all kinds of stuff. Children are little shits sometimes.
They just say what comes to mind.
Yeah.
As time passed by, a shadow crept over the yard. An obscuring sweater pulled over the body of the earth as it got colder. Like Tamarack's own sweater, it had a few holes here and there that were easy to see through. You and Tamarack were forced to limit your search to those rare spotlights. It wouldn't be possible to keep doing it for much longer. You glanced over at her. Right. She now has leaves in her hair. Tamarack crouched in the grass, encircled by darkness and trees. She shone under a stream of pale evening sun. A few strong rays hit her back, giving the illusion of golden fairy wings. Seeing her there that way made so much more sense than when you saw her in school or her grandparents' antique house. She's one with nature.
Yeah, she is, definitely.
That was what was natural to Tamarack, being in nature. Even her name was a kind of tree. And Tamarack officially announced the end of her hunt. The day was reaching its end too. That was probably the only reason why she was stopping. You declared to yourself a successful and victorious result. Your treasure pile was better than hers. It had all the stuff you liked. All that was left to do was to gather it up. That was easier to think than to do. You struggled to get each one of the small, mostly round, valuables into your grasp.
That's subjective.
Yeah!
But, never mind.
It said it had all the things you liked.
Yeah.
Therefore I win.
Yeah.
Tamarack couldn't scoop everything into her hands at once. Pebbles and rose hips rolled out of her grasp and off the stepping stone. That was close enough for an impatient kid. Tamarack rushed over to show you what she managed to find and carry. This is what I got. She nodded her hands full of bursting with wonderful things even nearer. An acorn dropped to the ground. Here, take whatever you want. But that's yours, and I already have a lot of that. But it's better! I know. You have your own for yourself. You can take part of mine, so you also have things to give away.
Are those supposed to be kind of berries?
They're rose tips.
Rose, what?
You know them. We have them here too.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to clarify. You say rose tips, so...
Rose hips.
Rose hips, okay. See, that's why I was confused. I was like, what do you mean rose tips?
Rose
They're not-
hips. They literally talked about it earlier in the game.
I don't fucking remember that. That's a while ago. Holy shit.
Like 5 minutes ago tops.
What?
Like 5 minutes ago tops they talked about it.
Did?
Yeah, she said that they had all these kind of things, you know, like mushrooms, rose hips, acorns, stones. She named it there.
Okay, never mind.
You didn't pay attention to what she said, apparently.
No.
You only pay attention to the mushroom.
Yeah.
The rest didn't matter.
No. I was paying attention to the fact that she mentioned mushrooms first.
Yeah.
Out of everything.
Or maybe you'd want to share what you got and keep the ones I give you. Something like that. You can share with your ma and my Omi and Opa. Or anybody. That's the most fun part. Oh! You're right! You're genius, Hammer! That was the answer to a puzzle you hadn't realized you were confused by.
Oh no.
No more iced tea. Status.
I guess you should buy it more often.
Tamarack said she went out in the woods all the time. She must have found enough things to fill her grandparents' entire house. Her granny would definitely not like that. She needed room for her own clutter. That was never a problem because Tamarack didn't hold on to the collection herself. She spread it out to everybody. So much for the competition then.
It wouldn't have mattered if she had gotten more better things before you, because she was ready to let you take it anyway. But you wouldn't have given up trying even if you knew that to begin with, and she wouldn't have either. I'll take some of yours, but only if you take some of mine too. Wait, what did you do? Oh, it's nice to give people presents. Okay. I'll take some of yours and you can have some of mine. The exchange couldn't be done smoothly. Neither of you had free hands to pass or pick up the presents. Tamarack settled for dumping part of her pile over the stuff already in your right hand. Then you shook some of the finds in your left hand into her palms. When the trade finished, you had almost exactly the same amount of goods, but it didn't feel the same. You knew that in one hand you held the treasure you'd found with your own effort, and in the other hand were gifts from your friend. Both were important for different reasons. Still grasping a loose collection of forest finds, Tamarack marched off to the side, out of her backyard and into yours. That's my backyard! You can't go there without my permission! Ask first, Tamarack!
Wait for me!
Wait for me! I'm going to Tio's house. He's gonna be surprised. But is he there? Is it dinner time yet? Is he there? Oh, I know exactly what you're gonna do. She giggled, and that made you doubly sure. You and Tamarack crunched through the long grass and the million leaves. The sidewalk in front of the house was a big half circle, and the back of them curved like that too. When you got more around the bend, you could see your whole entire yard. It was empty and growing wild. There was no fort or tire swing, no table with chairs, not even a little lantern with a burned out bulb. Nothing.
Fuck all!
Yeah, you faced away from the house, you'd think you were in the heart of the woods. And over there, you just sit there like, oh god, I'm gonna cry, why did you do this game?
Oh no!
Yeah. That was incredible. It was huge and open, and you could do anything you wanted, because it was yours. At the other end of the field, Chio's fort could be seen towering in the distance. It encouraged Tamarack to shuffle ahead faster. The quicker steps jiggled her hands, and that caused a few more pieces of her collection to rain down around her. You had to wonder why she took so much if she was going to lose half of it. The structure wasn't only a sign you were almost there, it was her destination. Tamarack went straight to the hideout. There she arranged the entire collection in a new pile at the base of the climbing wall. Tamarack poked through the heap, pinching up an acorn there and a rose hip there, tucking each into her overall pocket without taking her eyes off her work. It took you a second to be sure, but she was gathering the things you'd given her. She had a good memory, she could remember what those looked like, though that probably was happening as she guessed what came from you by choosing things she didn't find herself. When her hands were free, she brushed them together. Her job was done. Yeah. There, did it!
Done did it.
Yeah. So, do you want to leave stuff for Chio? But is it your own stuff, or all of it, or some of Tamarack's?
Yeah, I found. Yeah.
That means you keep the ones Tamarack gave to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You carefully got exactly everything you had next to Tamarack's collection. Exactly, I don't know where that fuck that goes. You had something else to share too. A candy. Yes. It's impossible to know if Chio would like any of the treats from Granny's house. The flavors or the types. Because of that, you decided to just give him the first one you managed to find in the crevices of your clothes. Tamarack giggled as the treat joined the array of items, becoming the crown jewel.
Licorice.
You want a licorice?
Yes.
Okay.
I want a licorice. Nice tasty licorice. It's making my saliva go wild. The thought of it. Nice titty liquid.
There was nothing left to do then, and that's when Tamarack spoke for the first time since you've gone to Chio's yard. Let's go. Chio's gonna be home before dinner. He could catch us. Or his parents might see us. I've never talked to them. Who knows what they'd do? A thrill tingled over you and you nodded. Right. You fled the scene of the crime. The crime of the scene.
Yeah.
Or was it a crime if you leave few things instead of taking the stuff? Didn't matter, you weren't gonna find out. Because you are trespassing, but...
Well, it could be seen as how that.
Oh. Well... I would want to say trespassing.
Yeah. Well, they've done something to the yard that they might not like.
The two of you went around the bend in a sprint, kicking up a wall of leaves behind you. Not you or her looked back. Tamarack got past the stone path like it was the finish line to a race and crumbled into the grass, laughing. But the giggles turned into achy yips once she landed all the way down. Ow! I feel the rock in my pocket. She laughed some more, and owed more too, each one taking its fair turn. How did you forget they were in there? You put them away 1 minute ago, you dum-dum. I don't know, I just did. Tamarack rolled off her side to settle on her tummy. She squished her big cheeks against her little fists and she kicked her feet in the air. The rubber boots flopped around on her feet. She looked at you. The smile puffed at the sides like it did a lot. It was an invitation to join her below. You did, stretching out on the cool lawn right in front of her. Chio cleaned up trash and now he's gonna get a surprise from the forest thanks to us. Even though the two of you were... I forgot you did that. Even though the two of you were on the ground, your moods were as high as the sky. It was so cool, son of a bitch. And weird. That you were playing in a friend's backyard. When did that happen? And how did it happen? You moved into this town. Tamarack sprung out at you, and you'd pretty much been together since. You mean your brains had gotten in sync, because Tamarack started talking about the same thing. Damien, out of all the friends I have here, you're the best one. I still surprised you that she said that. You'd heard it before a long time ago, when you first came to her house. A long time ago? What do you mean? If she was gonna say it again...
For children, that's a long time.
Because
I remember where it's like a month felt like years.
Okay.
A week felt like a month.
But it was a day.
Yeah, it's just... Everything felt so much slower when you were a child. At least, like, to me. And, like, when you get older, because...
I know, I was just like, you're talking about it literally fucking a day ago.
Because, like, when you're a child, there are so many impressions, so many things happening, so many things you have to pay attention to. Therefore, it feels like everything is so much slower because you're always paying attention to something. Compared to when you're older and don't really pay attention to many small details and such, and therefore things just kind of whoosh past.
I know. I just thought it funny. It's like a long time ago. I'm like, what do you mean? It's yesterday. If she was gonna say it again, you figured it would have happened way before. But she wanted to do it then. She kept going. We came to the same exact neighborhood almost at the same time, and are the same age. You have fun outside, and I do too. I've never ever met a kid who was just like me. That's important. That's serious. Tamarack had started shouting, then sung into the loudness with a breath, and what came out next was low. You had to really listen to know. You and me are gonna be friends forever. Forever!
With a clenched fist.
Those words were something more than a regular promise. More than a pinky promise, too. It was a threat.
Yeah.
It was a swear. Not the kind of swear you get in trouble for, though. Best friends forever! So that has changed Tamarack friends to best friends. A dark red eyes were two perfectly round apples hanging in a bushy tree of gold leaves. They shone. The swing, the searching, the secret trip to Chio's house, each were complete, and at that point you were pretty sure Tamarack's final plan was to stay right there until grass grew around her. You offer some of the candy to Tamarack? Hey Tamarack, I've still got candies from your house. I took all of them and put it into my pocket. You want them? Oh, that's okay. I can get candy every day from that bowl. You only have it right now. You've gotta eat them. Eat them all! Thanks, Noah. You're so nice. Okay, I'm gonna eat them now, just like you said. You shredded the wrapper! It was so old, some of it completely fell apart, and other bits were completely stuck to the candy. It sounds like grandma candy. You peeled the trash away and popped it into your mouth. It was still candy, no matter how ancient it was, and it was yummy, because it's full of sugar. It was that moment when a door creaked open and two smiling faces looked over the yard. Your ma and Tamarack's grandma came to get you.
My mind immediately went to a sort of horror image of, it's like darkness and all you see are like eyes and white teeth in a smile.
Yep.
That's what I imagined immediately. I know that's not what they mean, but I am corrupted.
Sure. It was hard to imagine they really spent that whole time sitting in the living room. Hi, Damien. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we've got to get going. Aw, bye, Damien. I'm gonna stay outside. Sending a smile to Ma, you push yourself to your feet. Bye, Tamarack! Mrs. Bowman didn't even question Tamarack remaining laid out in the grass. It's just like, yeah, she does that every day. She left her granddaughter there and guided her guests in through the back door and up to the front one. All the way through the hallway. It looks like it's a straight line. In dirty shoes. On the carpet.
Fuck me.
Why couldn't you have gone around the house instead of through it? It was too late to tell them that, because it was already done when you realized it. Mrs. Bowman stopped at the entryway, opening the door and fitting herself into a rare opening between the furniture to clear the path. Yama kept going past her, nice and orderly. On the porch, Ma halted and turned. The hostess had moved to stand in the doorway, so they were face to face. It was so good to meet you two. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other often. Good day. Of course, goodbye, and thanks for the talk. Mrs. Bowman nodded kindly and slowly pressed the door forward. Ma waved until she was doing it to a plank of wood. Oh, okay.
Because the doors.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean? I had to understand that for a moment. The door was shut, then she let her hand drop and talked to you.
No, Mrs. Baumann had clearly turned into plank.
Yeah, I was more like, is she hitting the house? I was so fucking confused like what was happening. She waited until she hit the house. I'm like, what? Let me look at this one more time. This sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. Busy day, huh? But that was good. The words went high, a sound of relief instead of a low, which would have been a real contentment. Instead of just something good happening, it was more like when you avoid something bad happening. That was still good, but in a different way than if nothing had been at stake. Okay.
What?
I don't know. Time to go. Except before you left the Bauman porch, something made you stop your tracks. There was a stranger strolling into the cul-de-sac, rolling a bike along with him. It's almost as long as the person was tall. The sight had a totally different impact on your ma. I pulled her forward. Oh, it's Mr. Lin. Mr. Lin? Like Mr. Chio Lin? That was Chio's dad! Probably. It could be an uncle or a older sibling. He wore a pale green sporty jacket and also nice black dress pants. His hair was super neat, but styled in a fun way that most grown-ups didn't have. He's hip with them kids.
Oh no, he's hot!
Yeah, oh no! He's hot! Kind of introduced him to you without needing to say a word. Mr. Lin, whoever he was a real professional, but not all strict about it. Though, wait, why did your ma already know that? How do you know him, ma? What? We talked about him many times, and you know Gio. That's his father. Okay, Gio's dad it was. That didn't answer your real question. You rack your brains for the past conversations your ma was talking about. Nothing came up. No, ma, we haven't. Gio is the only Mr. Lin I've heard of before. Confusing screwed up her face. It's like, really? She was convinced that you knew as much as you were sure that you do.
That you didn't.
Oh, that you didn't. Wait, that's right. Suddenly she laughed and pressed a hand to her cheek. I never called him by his name to you. It's the real estate person who helped us find our house. Oh! Why didn't you just say that? The real estate person? Apparently he
Not real estate person. Real estate person?
Yeah. What is a real estate person, ma? Where is a ma pacing around in your old apartment, getting excited whenever the real estate person would call with news, played behind your eyes. It was Chio's dad on the other line the whole time! Wow!
Oh, fuck!
Plot twist!
Da, da, da.
Yeah, I've seen his picture. He has a website, and we've chatted over the phone. Yesterday was the first time we met in person. That's who I was waiting for to get our keys from. We arrived extra early, and he couldn't break away from some other appointments until the evening. Yeah, we weren't there, we were just wandering around, that's right.
Yeah.
You glanced away from your own parents to Gio's. It was easy to see how the two were related. They both looked really pleased with themselves and the whole world, even when nothing was happening. That was not what I expected, but I suppose, yeah. Gio and Mr. Lin both liked bikes too. When you turned back to Ma, she had a huge encouraging smile on her face. Let's see him over there. It'd be hard to move the bike for him to come to us. Ma's attention was split between gesturing for Mr. Lin to stop and getting you to go with her. One of her hands went up, the other went down. Hello? Gio's dad arranged...
Hello!
Hello, hello!
Hello!
Gio's dad reined in the moving bike and stood in place. Next, he waved. Good fucking luck!
Hello, Mrs. Desmond. Miss
Desmond, you know, she ain't married.
She's not married, yeah. Hello, Miss Desmond. What a coincidence.
What a quinkadoodle.
Running into you out here. Good seeing you again.
It's nice to see you too. This is my son, Damien.
Damian. So,
Look at the
one.
smug smile. He's like, Gio's told me all about you. God damn it, that little
Hi,
shit.
Damien.
Your real estate agent folded his arms and tilted his head down. The hair in front of his face fell away, letting you see him clearly.
This is a big moment. I can finally introduce myself after hearing so much about you. From Gemma, of course, but Gio had his own contributions. It feels like meeting a celebrity in person.
Oh yeah, Gio told you himself he'd talked to his parents about what happened yesterday. Mr. Lin knew things about you from 2 different people. Wow. Hey, are you the real estate person? Or I'm famous in this town. Everybody's amazed to meet me. Yes, I can believe it.
I can believe it.
Then Mr. Lin adjusted his glasses on the topic of conversation. Oh my goodness.
Welcome officially to the neighborhood. I wanted to come by, see how you were settling in, but I wasn't Sure, when would be a good time? I hope to catch both of you. There's an unfamiliar car in the road. I'm guessing that's yours. But the house is dark. Neither of you looked to be around.
Yes, that's ours. I'm sorry you missed us. We were meeting the neighbors to the right. I was playing all day outside with Tamarack! Tamarack kindly invited Damien and me to her home. Dorothea and we had a talk, and we, very briefly saw Ernst passing by. Yeah, just about that.
Don't apologize. That's perfect. If you get the chance to visit the Bauman house, I'd say take it. And now you can come meet the other neighbors. Well, one other. You're already well acquainted with Chiyoko, and we've said our hellos here. Do you have time to swing by?
Personally, I'd love to introduce myself to Mrs. Lin. She was really only answering for herself. Your ma asked for your thoughts before deciding on another meet and greet. Can we go see Chiyo's mom, Damien? Okay! Thank you. We can stop by now.
That's great. Give me just a minute.
Great, Mom. She's like, hey, do you want to come over? We could also do this another day.
No, we didn't get a choice.
No, but you know, at least you asked Damien, and Damien's like, okay.
My parents would not do that.
No, they'll just be like, we're going. The same with my mom, at least. Mr. Lin patted the handle on the bike, bringing attention to it. That was something he needed to deal with.
I mean, yeah, because your father is kind of passive.
Yeah, but even though when he's going somewhere, he sometimes does ask if I want to come. Otherwise, he's just going to go himself. So.
But if my parents have decided that we're going somewhere, we're going somewhere.
Yeah, my mom's the same.
I don't get to choose. No. Until I was older.
Yeah.
When they were like, so? I'm like, I'm on a computer. What does it look like?
What do you think, Mom?
Unless it was people I cared about.
He caused a set of wheels to move with an expert hand. He got it across the road, up the curb, over the grass, and onto Chiyo's, also his, entryway. Gotta remember. Mark gradually made the same trip. She kept a lot of distance between her and the real estate man, not wanting to risk even a slim chance of getting in the way. You weren't scared of a bike and went ahead of Ma. Mr. Lin rapped his knuckles on the white door of the red house. He busied himself during the wait by tapping the bike handle instead and humming a soft tune.
So do we want to continue? Or stop here?
It might be better to stop and wait.
Yeah. It can go on for a little bit at least.
Yeah. Also because now we have a Tamarack focused episode, mostly, and Baxter. Yep. And then we'll have a more geo-focused thing next time.
Yeah, I assume
she will come home while we're there, because it is getting late. He has to come home before dinner. So that's why I'm like, I assumed she was gonna be there at some point.
Yeah. That's also what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So that's
probably a good idea. We already streamed for almost 4 hours, so. Boop. It still says prologue! I didn't even realize it! We are still in the prologue!
Yes, we are.
We haven't even reached step 1 yet. No wonder I was confused. Mother fluffer. Oh well.
That's a long ass prologue.
Yeah. The beginnings always was not that long, but it was also summer, so school wasn't really a thing. And we technically met the dad before we met Cove. Because the dad was like, I don't even know where Cove is. God fucking damn it, he ran away from me. Because Cove doesn't really want to be there at that point. So he's like, wait, are you the child of the neighbors? And I'm like, yeah. You had a choice to be like, just no or not say anything, or say yep. It's like, wait, here's $20. Can you be my son's friend?
Nice.
Yeah. And you had a choice of like, this guy's definitely weird. Who pays people to be their son's friend?
This guy's sus. Stranger danger.
Yeah.
Bad touch.
Yeah. And I'm just like, how about no? And I just agreed to go look for him at the very least.
Yeah.
It's like, I can be his friend, but I'm not gonna get paid for it. What the fuck? And compared to when you tell Cove this, you can tell you have like a chance in each step, unless you've told him before, to tell him about it.
Yeah.
You can tell him, and in step 1, where he's like already fucking crying and shit because he doesn't want to be there, you can tell him in step 2 when he, like, when I come over to the house and have dinner with his parents the first time, his things already kind of bubbled up. And he already, no, he's early teenager, so he has a lot of problems. So he kind of has to confront his dad about that. And even the mom's like, God fucking damn it, Clifford, what are you doing? And you can tell him in step 3 when he's a young adult, he just laughs at it. Because, you know, he's confident enough at that point. Thank God. He's not the most confident boy most of the time.
No.
So.
But if you do, like, if we think about it, it's only been a bit over a day that we've...
Yeah. It's just
Since the
taking a
game
long
started.
time. But, like, in Beginnings and Always, it's literally just, like, an afternoon until, like, early evening. That's it.
Okay.
Because you literally just, you know, see his dad, you find him on the hill behind your house, and you just sit there with him a little bit until the parents and your parents and his dad find them. And then they're like, oh yeah, you can come play tomorrow with us. And we kind of have like a little bit of a day there. Where we also meet, I forgot his name. I forget his name. He's a kind of shy guy who just really likes her sister more than anyone else. So,
Okay.
Otherwise, he's kind of like
A real siscon?
No.
Oh.
He doesn't really, you know, he doesn't go to the same school or anything as them. I forget how they know each other. I think it's the parents that know each other or something like that.
Yeah.
But he lives in the town over, so he doesn't come over that much, but he really, really likes Lizzie. Or Elizabeth, or Liz, compared to what fucking step you're on. And to the other people, he's just kind of like kind because that's a courtesy to do. It kind of comes off as kind of surface level most of the time. And that kind of carries over to later problems when we meet him again after like 10 years almost.
Yeah.
And he kind of just goes with the flow because he doesn't want to be hated.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously there is one more day, just like here, but it's not as long as this.
No. But again, it's summer. It's vacation.
Yeah. But
Period.
we're still there until like dinner time.
Yeah. And here we had to
But I
go
can
through some more stuff because first day of school.
Yeah, also, you know, this is their second game like this, so they could, you know, they put a lot more like descriptive text than there was in the Beginnings and Always to like flavor it and stuff. So it's also just like it's the same thing with fucking Danganronpa. The game's got and the cases got longer as he wrote more of them. It's how it goes often.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, it's probably a good idea for us to stop here. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you laughing
Don't mind me.
at? Okay.
I just, getting longer, and make me think of like when you're trying to pad out your hand in, because it has to be a certain length, so you put in extra like descriptors and stuff like that, and then it made me think of some descriptors that can be used in a lot of books when it's men writing about women.
Oh god, no, we don't talk about that.
No, it's more funny than that.
Yeah, I know.
It's like just like her breasts swayed boobily
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's
Some
like,
description also just like, it's like, her hips was wide. She clearly has already had a child. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? So I describe a woman, by the way. That is just offensive.
her hips screamed that she was ready to have a child.
Yeah, I was like, no, don't say that. It's just not the proper thing to do.
No.
You should only really talk about those things if they're essential to the fucking plot. Most of the time, they're not!
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways. We should end.
Yeah.
It is now 6 a.m.
Don't worry about it. I'm not tired yet anyways.
Not to mention we got up at 7
Been up for 11
p.m.
hours. Who cares? Who cares anyways?
Yeah. Yeah.
Spending some time with Tamarack.
Yeah, it's now Friday for us. It's
It
Friday
is.
morning.
Yeah, it's Friday morning for us.
So, yeah, we'll be back again on Saturday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Usual time.
Usual
Our
time
normal-
for some more Steins Gate.
Yeah, more Steins Gate.
New chapter. It was so funny.
No!
I found it funny.
Suddenly it was this cold ass toe on my.
On your lower back.
No. I'm not sure what to call it in English. I'm not gonna call it that. That's for sure.
What is it called in Danish?
Yeah, well, I had a word for it in English, but I'm not.
What is it called in Danish?
Oh yeah, Delle.
Oh. I see. I mean, that's still your lower back.
Is it? It's my side.
Yeah, but I touched you all the way in here.
No, you touched me here.
Yeah, but I also touched you all the way in here.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
Because I
did.
moved away.
Yeah, you're like, oh god! But I did touch you at least twice, but...
You didn't get to touch me that far. Because I was like, oh god, no. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, unusual time for us to stream. Honestly, even like taking into consideration that it's a day that, where we not normally stream, but also the fact that it's in the middle of the night for us that we started streaming.
Yeah. Sorry. You were in the way.
You're like the fucking birds.
Yeah. My space only matters. Exactly.
Anyways, but yes, otherwise we, normally stream every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Central European Time.
Yep. Good to see you, DMT +1.
Yes. And I assume Monday there's going to be a new episode of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, I'm like an hour and 15 minutes into it, and I've already cut it off by like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah. Because that's
Yeah. I'm like a third into it, but it's gonna be cut down even more. So I'm probably actually almost halfway, honestly. Because if I know I have to skip, I just I don't watch it. I only really like, okay, we're talking about here. Is there anything? No, and I go to the next section basically. So.
Yeah. But yeah, like recently we have been uploading them about every month.
Around Monday, yeah.
Around Monday. So I assume we're also going to do that here if we obviously get to finish it by that time.
It should be. I've been working on it every day since we recorded. There's also one of the reasons why I want to record on Sunday and not Mondays, because then I can fix the sound on Monday
in Audition, put it in, and then I could start working on it from Tuesday onwards instead of not working on it before like Wednesday.
Yeah.
Really.
But
That means you have more time to edit.
Yeah.
But it is me who takes the longest time because I have to cut it down and mark the places that I think would be either interesting as a highlight or interesting to edit something. Or necessary to edit, for that matter. I'm done.
Okay. I just want to be sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes. If you're not following us here on Twitch, it would be very nice if you did, because that way you would also be notified about when we stream, because...
Like this stream,
we don't always stream on our scheduled streams, because our scheduled streams are for our scheduled games or stuff like that. Where,
specific game that we've chosen and we're gonna finish.
Yeah. Where these... unscheduled streams are more, whatever we feel like. Sure, we want to finish this demo.
Because it's good.
Yes.
But yes. Also just because I want to play it.
Yeah. So
we often do like, demos or one-off streams where we just play some kind of game and just have fun.
Or Final Fantasy 14 whenever we get back to that again.
Yes, we probably will get back to it soon. We just have a few demos that I want to do. So.
Yeah.
So unless we stream more than once a week that is unscheduled, probably won't be before we're done with the next demo that I also have that I want to play.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely get back to it since we are back to unscheduled streams now. It's just this demo's long. I didn't expect it to be longer than maybe 4 hours total, but it is.
It's quite long.
Yeah.
Even considering how much we talk.
Yeah, it is. I'm not complaining. I just didn't expect it.
No. But fucking hell, that after school scene just kept going.
They're like, what's your favorite color?
When's it gonna end?
Hell, it ended 2 hours after we started the stream, approximately.
Yeah, and that was near the end.
Yeah.
Of that scene. But yes.
Yeah.
And
it's okay. Like, it was interesting stuff. We were just like, when can we stop streaming? That was mainly the issue. Still interesting stuff.
And remember to check out our YouTube channel. Where we have all the VODs and stuff like that. And if you're not subscribed there, you should. Dongle the Bungle, set up some settings or whatever it is to actually get notifications. I don't know how it fucking works anymore, and I don't fucking give a shit because they keep changing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how it works.
It's just a setting under the bell on the channel, I think. I don't know if you can do it from the video.
It's just like
a what is it called? It's like a down menu when you click on it. And then it says, don't show videos, show ones most relevant to you, and show all videos.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, right.
So, like, if we go, yeah, just fucking stop. So you can click subscribe.
Yeah, and then there's like a down button, and then you can like say
all
non-personalized or all. Personalized is like algorithm. You might not see all videos, so we get notified about them at all.
Huh.
So you should just say all
okay.
from that creator.
Okay, I thought it was actually more.
It is easy.
More involved than that.
No, it's easy. It's just most people don't think about it. When they're like, I'm just subscribed. I'll see all the videos, right? No, you won't see them all. Not even in your on your subscribe page when videos come up from subscribers. It won't even pop up there.
No.
So that's why it's important.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yes, that is a lot more simple than I thought it was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it just doesn't tell you. It's automatically unpersonalized when you subscribe. Yeah. That's the problem.
Hasn't been that big of an issue for me.
No, but I definitely have like some creators where I just never saw videos from them. And I'm like, did they stop? No, they did not, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I just never got any. They never popped up in my subscribers menu.
But it's probably also because more often than not, if I were to subscribe to someone, it's because I've already watched quite a few of the videos already, so it's already in my
Yeah, but
algorithm.
I've also done that. As I said, like with Nerdcube, it just suddenly stopped after the settings started, even though I've been watching a lot of his videos.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
it's just an algorithm.
Yeah.
And it just didn't favor that for some fucking reason.
Nope. But yes.
We'll probably stream more of this next week.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Otherwise, we'll see you, as said, on Saturday.
Yep.
For next stream.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye!